Morning team, morning. Hope you're all doing good. Hope you had a good session overnight as this tape started to rotate again and again and again. All right, as always, we're going to focus on the daily to open up. You can see we're still opening up inside just about, and we've got some sensitive areas here. The low from Tuesday and the low from yesterday so far being protected. I'd like to see those taken out, to be quite honest. Even if we're going to trade back upside, I want to see some more excess put down on here before we think about anything else. And then we've got the mean reversion to the 20-day to think about. Doesn't have to happen today, but if we're going to stay heavy versus this and not reclaim it, you can see we've built out a decently sized node here on the daily. All right, a decent sized node, basically 100 all the way up to sort of, I don't know, we can call it 400. So 100 to 400 is a range, which is pretty much yesterday's range, right? So we're watching that breakout and fail breakout will be the moves. And if we stay heavy, we can think about where we might come into. We've got some naked point of controls to look at as well. But the first stop will be the 20-day. Again, be aware of what's moving the market. We're seeing weakness again in the semiconductor names as they're opening up right on previous day's low. We have Nvidia earnings tomorrow. Do we stay pinned in, or does this thing have a second red day for a further move down? We're about to find out. All right, hourly, it's going to move this up, and we're going to just focus on the value areas. Right, you can see yesterday we failed to stay inside of the previous week value area. Once we got weak and overnight we came and tested previous week value area low twice. All right, twice we tested this level, twice we rejected that level. Market at the moment does not want to trade back inside previous week's value. So from that point of view, we're bearish. All right, from a point of view of value, we're bearish. But we have to remember the week before because we're only just trading into it. Now, as we said, this naked point of control is going to become very important. At the moment, we're holding a low volume node between this little bump and then the naked point of control bump. All right, we're holding this low volume node here. I'd like to see us trade into this. All right, I'd like to see us take these two stops out. I'd like to see us trade into this and then make a decision. That's where my bias is going to come from. Why? Well, if the market stays heavy, all right, and we start rejecting this, then we can think about a wash all the way down into maybe sort of 200s and below. All right, so if we stay heavy there. If we don't stay heavy there, if it's a tap in, if we get something like this, or alternatively something like this, all right, we can think about the upside move. That upside move will really be confirmed, all right, once we reclaim previous day's value. Once we do that, we know this has been used as a trap low. If we see short sellers in there at the lows be absorbed and come back up and we reclaim a higher low versus previous day value area low, then maybe here we can think about that rotational trade back upside. So our targets obviously would be previous day point of control, which is current week point of control, and then previous day value area high, which is current week value area high, and also right here previous week value area low. So there's two trades to be had here down at these lows. It's either going to be breakout or it's going to be a failed breakout and trade in. If we don't trade lower, all right, if we don't trade lower, if we go for a morning squeeze and they come to take all these guys out, I'm watching to see if they fade this level, this important level of value. All right, and it's going to be the same concept as we've had at the lows. If we fade it, all right, this is a rotational trade. These are my least favorite trades, as we know. It would be a rotational trade back inside current week's value, protecting previous week's value, leaving it eyes in there stuck. If we don't, all right, if we come back up here, whether it's on the morning drive or even if it's after this, it doesn't matter when. If we come back here and we start to base over previous day's value area high, previous week value area low, you can call it basically 100-ish. Right? If we start to base there, then the squeeze is on back to retest point of control. All right, so those are the two sides of the tape right now. We are choppy. All right, there's a good range in it. This is good range. Look, 140 currently down to, I don't know, 8 something. You got a good 300 points there of range, but we can rotate that over and over again. I saw many traders yesterday, not in my Discord, in other Discords, having horrendous losses trying to chase the market, not understanding we're in a rotational part of the market, right? We can do this for a while. Honestly, we can do this for a while. And then NVIDIA earnings come out and maybe we get a rocket ship or a sinking ship, all right? So it wouldn't surprise me at all. Be aware of that. All right, GEX. Moving on to GEX. We're opening up in a very, very choppy zone, all right? Here is your high volume node, 900. Here is your put wall, which is what, 890, 860? 860. Put wall 860. Here is your call wall, 020, all right? Tight, all right? Definitely tight here. Maybe some room up to that, but it's tight, okay? So just be aware of that, all right? We might get some whippy action at the open while they try and figure out what it is that they want to do with this in terms of GEX. If we start getting weakness, look, you can see they've put walls in all the way down to the naked point of control, and then down here is the magic 20-day, which we already hit, by the way, on the semiconductors. Be aware of that. We've completed the mean reversion on the semiconductors. Okay. We will move through the other indexes here. ES. Going to zoom out a bit. Oh, here goes the market breaking while we're doing the morning show. Of course it is. Of course it is. And Q about to clean out those lows we talked about. All right, ES. You can see same kind of liquidity being built out right here. All right, we got stuck here before, and then we broke out. Failed breakout of the high, failed follow through, first lower high, building liquidity out. It's very simple. If you see weakness under here, you're trading down to the low of this, 344s, and if they let go, you've got room. If they trap under there, it's going to be exactly the same as the NQ. It'll be a reclaim of this kind of area here, 80s. In terms of the call walls and put walls, all right, your big put wall is down at 350, big whole number down at 350. All right, your first big call wall is up at 430, so we can sling this around in this area. All right, so I'd be looking, failed follow through would be like that, follow through would be like this, reclaims would be here, upside drift would be 420, 430, breakouts would be base above the range. All right, you'd need to base it above this to look for the breakout. All right, so it's probably, unless we stay very, very heavy or pump and hold very, very quickly at the open, we're probably looking for potential mean reversions each way unless we see weakness. All right, very much like NQ. Spiders, I can give you the ETF levels. It's the same setups as we know. All right, you can see big put wall in this low from last Tuesday. All right, so 32s, and then down here at basically 30s. Okay, so slow drift lower, built out liquidity here. All right, we're pinned in here. You're looking for breakouts, failed breakouts return in, failed breakouts return in. It's breakout versus failed breakout today. That's the setup that we have in front of us. It's waiting for it to decide which one. Qs, I mean, talk about tight. Like the high volume nodes at 701, we've just hit previous day's low, and the put walls at 700. I mean, this is tight. I don't like that open. That seems very, very risky to trade the open to me with where we're opening. So, but the same setup as NQ. All right, failed breakout would be a look below. Ideally, you'd want it to clean out 96s and then see if it turns around or if we stay heavy. All right, Dixie looking for a breakout because the market's pulling back. So Dixie's starting to go, and that's the upside shift. If you zoom out on the 4 hour, we can fill this gap. All right, there's your big W. If it starts to base here, there's your gap fill. We're seeing the same kind of stuff. VIX going sideways, which is fine. All right, it's going sideways. We expect that until we get volatility and something cause the market to drive much lower. Then we can sort of just chop around, and we might just have a vol off with the market also being risk off, which is not like a big news event risk off. It's just like a slow grind down. Okay. One thing to be aware of, we went over it yesterday, 30-year. I'm telling you, this is a fucking problem. All right, we've talked about this many, many times. This is a problem. All right, this is a problem for the Fed. This is a problem. All right, This means no rate cuts, right? And we've priced that in, and that is a problem, and that might be why you're starting to see risk off. And we start to see some of the shorter term ones start to go. That's the 10, that's the 5, and that's the 2, all right? They're starting to play catch up, but the first one to go is the 30, and that is a problem right now, so it's worth being aware of. Okay, stocks, mag. Got to get through this quick. All right, very simple. In a range, Apple gapping down in a range, coming to bottom side of the range. Amazon failed to reclaim into its old range, gapping down, weak. Google looks a bit better, gapping up, stuck in range though from yesterday and previous week, so no breakout there, midpoint of the range. Meta stuck in range, gapping down, weaker right now. Microsoft, the strong one, all right? This is the catch-up trade. Remember, this did not break out to all-time highs, all right? So this needs to catch up. We are long from down here. I'm very tempted to start trying to add on dips right now to see if software is going to start catching a bid with it. But that's the one that looks stronger out of all the mag so far, but it's coming right into a big wall here this morning. Nvidia, weakness. Surprise, surprise. Why? Because the chips are rotating, all right? We've been on a huge pump. We're starting to lose some bases here. So we might churn around here. If we lose that, you can see the nodes that they're trying to get back to. Tesla, very weak. Absolutely hammered. What do we talk about? The importance of 420s. This stock's always so important at 420s. There's your range. All right, we lose the 420 retest and coming back down to the 400 zone. All right, chips, weak. Yes. Talked about it yesterday, didn't we? We talked about it yesterday. The loss of 150 right here. Or 155, maybe 150. 150. There we go. All right. That's your repuke out. That is your repuke out. All right. 163s let go yesterday. 155s let go. 140s, 135s are the next zone. But we are weak in chips. Okay. AMD would be selling off or basing out. Yeah. None of them are going to look particularly good here, folks. So you're going to have one eye on those names. Some of the sort of higher beta names we can look at. IREN should be selling off after that purchase. Yeah, that's selling off IONQ, selling off MVTS, selling off Rigetti. All these quantum names getting hit with the semis. All right, so all these names which have been driving the market are starting to come back in. All right, it doesn't mean it's game over for them. Right, AVGO doesn't mean it's game over for them, but they are due a healthy pullback, which we're starting to see. So that's it. That has you prepared for the market. As always, we will be watching those semis to see if they find a bid, because the rest of the market looks pretty weak. What has been finding bids is things, safe havens, you know, your Costco. All right, where has the money gone? Safe havens, all right, slow and steady. All right, that's where we're seeing the rotation right now. So just be aware of that. We're moving out of these violent semis at the moment. It doesn't mean we don't go back in. It just means for now, we've moved out of it. Okay, did we clean out the lows? Yes. Okay, so tick box number 1 done. We've just cleared the lows. So if they want to pump this at the open and be nasty without coming back to naked point of control, they can. It would be kind of annoying if they do that, to be quite honest, but there we go. Why do I never talk about crude? I mean, we can talk about crude, but I mean, what do you want to know? Crude's up because of the war, okay? That adds on to sell pressure. I mean, there's not much else to say for that, is there? It's been up the whole time. It's been in a slow move up since the start of Iran. If you look at crude, you look at the pivot from, you know, beginning of May and the beginning of April, we're just a series of higher highs and higher lows. We all know that. I mean, if you want to watch crude for the breakout of 106s, 107s, you can, but I mean, it's not something that I think requires, you know, anyone to particularly look at the moment. I don't trade crude, I trade everything else, but we all know what's going on. And unless a peace deal is done, it looks like we're getting closer and closer to the opposite of that happening. So we'll just see. We'll just have to see, won't we? All right, so remember, we've just swept pre-market. I would really like to see us come down into here before I make a decision on what I'm going to do today. So I think I'll probably be very patient at this open, which is coming here in 25 seconds. They always move the opposites. Yeah, exactly. That's the point, isn't it? It's making higher highs and higher lows. We know what's going on in Iran. Until we get news that changes that, that's going to add on the pressure. But, you know, even when we're making higher highs and higher lows, the market still moved higher, didn't it? Why? Because the semiconductors. Okay, here we go, folks. Let's see what we get. Let's put some volume on here. So after the sweep, so far, I move straight back upside. And we swept this green line straight back upside into the 900s. This is going to be an important level. ES is trying to drive up and got failed. We're getting stuck at the 900s. If we get through the 900s, they can lift all the way up here. Here they go. All right, so that sweep did it. That was enough. They are nasty. We wanted them to come down in here before doing this move. But there we go. And if they want to come and test 29,000 now, they can. Thanks, darling. I won't be chasing this. I'll just be letting it settle down here for a minute. Like we said, we're very, very tight. Even the GEX is very, very, very tight right now. 29,000 I'd like to see tested at this point because we're just back into this chop zone. I really don't want to trade this grey box zone right now. How are we opening up? Microsoft Day opening up nice and green. The rest of the market red other than Apple. So I'll give you a readout. Tesla 1.81% down. Nvidia 0.90% down. Microsoft 1.30% up. Meta 0.50% down. Google 0.5% down, Amazon 1.5% down, and Apple 0.19% up. Why? Because it doesn't have the same exposure to the chips. SOXL 3.54% down, but found a bid on the open. All right, came into the put wall of 140, instantly found a bid, just like NQ. So maybe SOXL closes its gap up to 52s. We will see, which would probably mean we come up here into 920s. I'll be watching to see how we act here at 920s. If we squeeze through that, we're going to come into this next block. This is the area where that shorts will want to defend. Remember, we went over this pre-market. Here is probably the area where shorts want to defend. If we get over this and base, that is a reclaim long. So I'm going to have to wait for this. It's unfortunate this morning that they didn't want to come into this first, but there we go. We said that might happen. They're buggers sometimes. When they send it, they send it. This is all on the semis, guys, all right? I feel like a stuck record having to say that to you, but that's what it's on. That's what we're watching. That's why this drive's happening. It's coming up for its gap fill. So it's testing 150 right now. And if it gets through to 150, it's going to try and fill the gap. It's a look below and fail so far this morning on the chips. We have a lot of buyers trying to chase this tape up right now. So into a previous week point of control here. And we have a call wall just above it. And if they get above that, they're going to go to previous week value area low, which is previous day value area high. Remember, that's the area we said sellers will probably want to defend. And if they don't, it means we have failed to move under previous week's value. And it would be a straight reclaim of previous week's value again. All right. So previous week point of control so far, they are selling it into our current VPOC. Make sure I'm ready for this. If we set up, there we go. Got the right one on. All right, some buyers coming up here. So I will, yes, so much weaker. I will watch this area. I'd much rather we come up here at this point, but I will watch this area in case they fail up here. I'd much rather we squeeze higher. We're holding sort of VWAP at the moment. They've built a little bit of a shelf here into 65s. Here they come. If they lose this, I'm interested, which they are starting to lose. All right. Let's see if we can get a little wiggle down here into 40s. If they start to fail, 65s. I'm watching 65s here to see if the sellers defend it. They're hanging out at 900s. They're not coming down, so 9,000s. This is the area. This 65 there they need to flush. It's tempting, but I don't like them hanging out at 29,000. Here they come. Here they come. Okay, let's see. There we go. God, they took a while to join. Do you not want to see reclaim here straight away? No, thank you very much. No, thank you very much. All right, out. No, thank you very much. Let this wiggle a bit more. Oh, it's basically a break even there. I think I made 5 points on it. Very wiggly tape here. Watching Bookmap. Very wiggly tape here. Sellers are trying to redefend this again now. I don't like what happened at 40 in that drive back up. ES new lows. SOXL, Hive day. Oh, the divergence. Oh, it's one of those days again. All right, ES, new low of day, driving down, about to take out previous day's low. And SOXL, new hive day, about to close its gap. So the divergence at play here. So I can show you, I made like 5 points on that, so you can see the importance of not fighting a tape. There we go. That's all it was. All right, we'll see. Here's the 920s. They might come gap fill now. SOXL through the gap. So the strength coming through the 150s now. I'm not going to fight this tape. They're going to go bonkers today. I'm not going to fight it. I will wait now to see how we act up here. We would have liked longs from down here. I will take shorts up here if we fail. If we get through it and base, I will take longs for the look below and fail, which means everything beneath this, right, will be trapped sellers if we start basing above this grey box. So those are the two plays I'm looking at this morning. We will see. Do I go instantly break even? No, but I take it off when if they wiggle like that, I do. Otherwise, if I can save myself points when I see them doing what they're doing like this, I'll save myself points. Right, I'm not. When people say, "Oh, let it take your stop out," I'm not letting it take my stop out. If my stop's 20, 30 points higher, if I don't need to, if I can see the wiggle, I'd rather take it off. All right, coming up to previous week value area low. This would have been the long that we would have liked from down here. So this would be an interesting area here. We've got gap fill up here, previous week value area low, previous day value area high. I tell you what, if we go screaming above this and base, it's a long. And if we come into this pop and fail, it's a short. So this is the area. This is fail breakout versus breakout. This is what we went over pre-market. The tape's moving fast, I'll tell you that as well. It is moving fast. It's possible SOXL might want that high volume node at 163. Where was IB yesterday? Or was that Friday's IB 161? Frothy, certainly frothy. My hands are off for a minute. We need to poke up and fill this gap now. If we flush from here, I don't know what to say. It's just going to make it a pain. It's just going to mean chips are doing everything. You'd almost be better trading a single chip name right now. You don't have to worry about the divergence then. All right, Nvidia red to green. Microsoft giving a lot back, 0.20% down, up now, but Apple having a day, 0.5% up, holding, well, trying to reclaim that 300 level. How high would I like to see it go? Well, I'd like to see it come into this. Right, this is previous week value area low, previous day value area high. That's your gap fill, that's your high time frame algo. This is Globex, and this is current week value area high. So anywhere in here is what I want to see, where I want to see the market come. All right, I'd like to see this. If we're going to fail, we can trade this. All right, if we poke up in here and we build out one of these, all right, then we're going to trade upside, because that's going to mean, if we zoom out, that's going to mean that if this is previous week's value, right, it's going to mean that everything below that is then trapped sellers, and we should then lift. But we will see. Let's just see, because there's both sides of the tape available. We all know Alex doesn't trade range particularly well, so if we come up here and fail, I'm going to have to be very careful, because it's probably my least favorite trade in the book. What do I mean by frothy? I mean like when the market's one directional. If you think about like a beer or a coffee, if you get a cappuccino, right, the froth at the top, the foam, there's nothing in it. It's just bubbly, right? There's nothing there. It wouldn't take much to just, like, you know, one sip and you've gone right back down into the liquid. It's the same stuff. Oh, if you fell up here, you fuckers, without coming and testing that, you're going to make it impossible to trade NQ if you do this. What a prick move. What a prick move. I'm still going to wait. I'm going to wait. I am not going to come in early here. Don't you dare. Really? Really? What a knob. Really? Oh, so you're going to fill the chips gaps and you're going to leave us open, are you? Jesus. Something almighty. Lordy, lordy, lordy. I'm going to just remove this because we've traded through it a few times, all right? I don't want to have that on my screen now. It's going to confuse me. Well, that H1 looks awful, doesn't it? We would have liked just a little bit more. A little bit higher would have given us the short. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, yes, exactly. Oh my god, ES low of day. SOXL is holding up. So if you have a look at the chips, what caused this drive? Right, big drive up off the open. Filled the gap, came over the gap, back to VWAP now. If they fail the gap on a retest, I'll consider the short on the Qs, but it is really not ideal. It is really not ideal. We would have liked the Qs to do basically exactly the same move. Fill the gap, get over the gap, and then fail this grey box. All right, that's where we were looking for failed follow through. I don't want to trade here in the middle of the range. I really do not feel comfortable about trading here where we are right now. Very easy to get stuck here. Was trying to trade the extremes. We had one go of it. Was it here? In case they failed POC, they didn't. They failed in no man's land, really, to be quite honest with you. All right, ES new low of day. Semis holding VWAP. We'll see. Hopefully, this can get into that top grey box for us, so we can get a trade. I don't want to trade the middle of this range. I really do not want to trade here. For me, that was the current day's value area high where they failed. You mean the Globex value area high? Yeah, I mean, sure, but it's not what I was looking for. If it was what you were looking for, that's great. That's your trade plan. That's not what I was looking for. So XL holding VWAP right now. Still holding VWAP. I don't want to execute here. I think it's too dangerous if they catch a bid on these chips here. Very easy to get stuck. Here's the failures. Motherfuckers. All right, into value area low for the day. If you're in this, congratulations. This is not what I've wanted to see. Still, they're holding VWAP. I think it's very dangerous area to trade in, which is why I'm avoiding it. Yeah, Chip's finding a bid there for now. So this is not a short for me here. Even if it melts down, even though the structure, if you fail VPOC, could be okay. What I'm seeing over on the broader market is not suggesting this is a short here right now. I need to see the chips really let go. It's a bit like yesterday. We're not seeing that. If that happens, great. That was a good rejection of VPOC though. I'm watching this VWAP now to see if we trade under it on SOXL. That's going to be key right now, I think. You can see we're holding that high volume node on Gamma as well, 900s. So this area can rotate, can get people stuck. So I'm just being patient. Apple says I don't care. Well, Apple doesn't have the same exposure, remember, that everyone else does to what's going on in the AI infrastructure, all right? It doesn't have the same exposure. All right, SOXL under VWAP for the first time today. And if you start to fail 940s here, then there's a chance to rotate back down to previous day value area low. But again, you're trading current value area low. It's not the best place to be short. We want it to be short up here. We really want it to be short up there. They can hold a higher low here. This is very dangerous. Very dangerous. We think this is the area potentially to buy in, but we wanted to buy naked POC. This is the area to short in. We're right in the middle of it. We're right on this high volume node. For me, hands off. All right, SOXL letting go. If pops start to fail, I'm more interested now. You want to be, if you are short, you want to be covering some into previous day's value area low here. Fuck me. I cannot believe they came all the way up there and wouldn't give me a fill. All right, is previous day value area low. You want to be covering some here. I will look for shorts if they start to pop and fail here, or if they start to fail underneath, but you want to be covering some here. Here's the retest of that little 911 level, 915s. If they get through that, I'm going to go right back to VPOC. So they're just trading yesterday's value at the moment. Is that all we're going to do today? Here they come. Well, nothing to trade here then. Wow. There's the reclaim of VWAP on SOXL. All right, so they're holding previous day's value area low. We didn't quite get to previous day's value area high. We are rotating previous day's value. This is a chop day right now. That's what it is. Great reclaim on SOXL. I do not want to trade this area. It's way too risky, this area right now. What's ES doing? Right back to New York Open on ES. If ES gets through that New York Open, I'd say it's probably going to be a bit of a squeeze up, because that is an RBS, sorry, an SBR zone as well. Is there a trade here? I don't think so. I don't think there is a trade here at the moment. Yes, rejecting that New York Open. SOXL just flat at VWAP. Our VWAP is also flat. We're at point of control as well. Here come the buyers stepping in. Do we join this for a squeeze? Do we join this for a squeeze? Do we going to go back to high of day here off this SOXL? I don't know, folks. There's a lot of buying here. Here comes the buying. It's very tight. Previous day's point of control. So we've gone value area low, previous day, point of control, previous day, stuck there. It's fast and then it stops. We'll watch ES to see if it bases above. It's not at the moment. SOXL still flat as well. I don't think it's tradable right now. I don't think it's tradable. I think we need to wait for either here or here. I think that was the plan pre-market. That needs to remain the plan right now, I think. SOXL letting go again. Remember, we bid inside value last time. We did catch a little bit of buyers into 900 there. And the bids have shown up at 920. Yeah, they're going to chop and chop and chop this to death. Who's this guy here on the tape? 20s. Home sales in 10 minutes. Yeah, I don't think they'll particularly move the market, if I'm honest. Chop Fest, yeah, is, well, again, inside bar, fail breakout of the lows, traded back inside the inside bar, trading inside previous day's value. It's a shame we didn't reach up here. That would have been our nice short for the morning. It's a shame we didn't come down here. That would have been our nice long for the morning. But instead, we're just going to do this nonsense, which is fine. If they do this, we just sit still. Eventually, they'll use the liquidity that they're building at the moment. Yes, trying to reclaim. It is trying to reclaim. No strength in the chips yet. It is trying to reclaim it. There's no strength in the chips for the follow through for the squeeze up. If the chips start to follow through here with ES, then we probably get a squeeze up to that grey box, which is what we were originally looking for today, remember, to get into that box and then we can see what's what. At the moment, we're just not seeing. We're not seeing the breadth. Let's have a look at the broader market. Yeah, everything's getting hammered. Other than software, looks like software's found a bid. Netflix found a bit of a bid. PayPal's found a bit of a bid. All right, here goes SOXL back into VWAP again. This is its third or fourth attempt to try and reclaim it. As ES gets back through its New York Open into its key SBR level here. SOXL rejecting VWAP so far, so still nothing. No squeeze upside. I'm not even looking for the squeeze. I'm looking to fade it if we get up here, or big wash downside, and I'll think about bids here if we turn around. Well, this is fun, folks. This is fun. Is 100 still our line in the sand? I mean, it's a big level up here, yeah. I mean, we haven't come up there yet. We got close, but not close enough. That's our over-under. Base over it, probably a trade back inside previous week's range. Fail up there, poke above and fail it, then we can look at the rotation. I really don't want to trade. If we just zoom out, think about where you're trading right now. We can get long off here, potentially, and squeeze out. We can also call this a failure and see this. So this is a very risky level to be trading off. I'd much rather see it come up here and make a decision. ES poking up again into high of day. SOXL again cannot find a bid through VWAP. There is just divergence at play here. You sent me an email yesterday. You won the draw. Let me see if it's your name. For Apex, I thought I replied to you. Can you double check? Send me another email as well. Okay, SOXL VWAP again. VWAP test again. ES into its 24-hour VWAP. High day on ES. Now, they've got a chance here in NQ to get a squeeze up to that grey box above that we talked about. They have a chance. Here's previous week's point of control. They need to get through this, and they've got a chance to squeeze up here if this market's going to start going in unison, right? If they're all going to trade together. Here they go. Previous week point of control here. They've got a chance to squeeze this. I mean, whether they do or not. SOXL through the VWAP now. No follow through on NQ. ES through the VWAP as well. I would expect they squeeze this up now. Like, if they don't, then I really don't know what they're playing for. And I would say bids, they want to hold that 900 level. If they lose 900, they're going to come right down, back down to 74, and the chop will continue. There you go. It's the 900. If they lose this, there'll be in problems. ES looks good, pulling back a little bit. SOXL fading again. Just failed again after breaking through. What are you doing, guys? Can you get to an extreme for us so we can trade? Back to VWAP, SOXL under VWAP. They can melt this all the way back down now. ES looks great. NQ looks awful. How many times have we said that? Quite a few. Can we get moving to one side of the extreme here? Please, can we move away from this flat VWAP? Otherwise, we're going to have to leave for the day. We are not going to sit here all day and watch you do nothing. You're going to have to do something. Something, anything. We'll take anything. Do something or anything. We'll be there for it. But please don't do nothing. We can't trade nothing. All right, SOXL breaking down again. We're still inside value. ES still able to hold the New York Open again. ES still looks great. We're looking for something or anything. One side of the extreme here. Anything. Anything but this. We're half an hour in and we're doing nothing. It might just have to, we might have to wait for NVIDIA earnings. It might just be all we have to do. It might be that we get nothing into NVIDIA, which is fine. Back to VWAP again. Our current range on the day is very, very tight as well. Look at that. Not a lot to play with. VIX at lower day as well, and previous day's low. IB then make a move. I mean, at the moment, it looks doubtful that we're going to make any form of move. Tape looks terrible. There's no follow through. All right, SOXL breaking down under VWAP now. Potential bear flag. See if they absorb this again or not. Big seller coming in here for the first time today at VPOC. Why are you selling VPOC like that? I don't trust this. Not one bit. Not one bit do I trust this right now. That seller will be caught if they break back above VWAP here. And he came in with size. How big was he? 300 plus lot? Right at VPOC. SOXL back down into previous day's low here. If they don't bid this, they're going to flush it. Yeah, we're just going sideways on the Qs. Oh my God, are we going to do anything? Can we move outside of a range here? Can we do anything here, please? This is as bad as I remember it. Whoa, anyone watching Bookmap? These wiggles are something else, aren't they? What a fight. So XL looks like it wants to bleed here. ES coming into New York Open, New York VWAP. This would be important now for sentiment. This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible what we're watching. Ready to go back to bed. I am ready to go back to bed already. I really don't want to watch this. This is the opposite of what I would trade. Every pop's being sold, every dip's being bought, and we're going absolutely nowhere. All right, SOXL previous day low, found a bid. ES right into its midpoint, into that New York VWAP, into New York Open. Back under it a little bit now. I'm not going to, there's no way I'm selling this here, even though it looks like a sell. There's just no way. I just think that people are going to get hurt both sides of this. We have to wait for this or this right now. That's just what we have to do. Here's previous day low on SOXL. Remember 140 was the put wall that they saved this morning. His value area low for the day. You're still inside previous day's value. You're not outside previous day's value, so you're still in a rotational market from previous day. Is the ES attempting to find a bid back to its New York VWAP? There's the bid of previous day low on SOXL. This is just poopy. This is so poopy. What are you doing, market? Please do something. Get in sync somewhere. All right, we can still come right the way down here, but the way we're moving, it's just, I can't see a way of entering this to get down there right now. It feels very, very, very risky. Unless SOXL is going to start letting go here, and we're going to go in sync. And ES will need to pop up and reject New York VWAP, New York Open for that sync to be in place, I would say. Look how close everything is. Put wall, cool wall, high volume node. Ugh. 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 There's previous day value area low. Starting to see weakness. SOXL now under previous days lows. Is it going to trade under 140s though? Is the bigger question right now. We're still holding previous days value area low. There's no follow through here. They probably pop this back up and test 900s, which is value area low for the day. And if they don't reject that, we go straight back into the range for the day. Here's the check back off of 900s. If they don't sell this, we just trade straight back inside the chop above us. So they've got to make a decision here whether they're actually have an intent on flushing this or not. You can see previous day value area low is being bid off right now. They would have to let go of that, and you're not seeing it. And ES is trading back up to test its New York Open and New York VWAP like we talked about. It's very, very dangerous here. Big battle. Look how thick the book is here. There you go. Failing under previous day value area low, they're instantly being absorbed. There's no follow through under it right now. There's no follow through under this blue line. Under this put wall. There's nothing. We're just going to rotate and trade range all day. They're going to chop everyone to death. I think it's a comeback this afternoon kind of day, honestly. There's SOXL under previous day low and instantly responds, reclaims it. They're going to chop you all to death if you sit here all day. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. This ain't the day to trade, folks. Tomorrow will be the day to trade. Oh. Look at this. Straight back inside the 900s. They probably come and retest 950s now. There's previous day value area low. They're still protecting it at the moment. If they let go of that, there's a trade downside, but you're not seeing them let go of that yet. Straight into it again. It's tempting, but I just don't think today's the day. There's previous day value area low. This is the level. Whether they break under this or not basically decides what happens next. There's the wash. There's some imbalances. I think I'm going to wait for this. I'm going to have to wait for it to come here. Yeah, there you go. Don't say I didn't say I told you so. It's this is its game today. FOMC, yeah. FOMC and well, I mean it would be the new Fed, right? But the more important thing will be is not really the notes. We all know that they were split. They talked about it. It's the biggest split they had. The more important thing is going to be Nvidia. All right, I'm watching SOXL into 140. I'm watching SOXL into 140 here. If we stay heavy here, and SOXL let's go 140, maybe there's a trade here down to naked point of control. Maybe. It's going to be very tricky to time it. ES is still holding on. This 140 level is a big level on SOXL, but if they let go of it, then we can get 135 on SOXL. So we'll watch to see if pops fail or not. All right, so we'll have a go at this. If pops start to fail, please don't just wash straight out. I really don't want to chase down here. Please don't. You're so cruel. You are so cruel, market. You are so cruel. We wait for this, don't get it. We get the structure. We wait for it to build out liquidity, don't get it. All right, big seller coming in there at 800. All right, so you can use that as an over/under. If we come back above that, he'll get caught. He was a big boy. So you can lean on that for the follow through if they're going to give it. I'm watching 800 here. If they reclaim 800, we're going to come back up to 870s, which is where I'm actually more interested. But we'll watch the 800 here. Can't get through it. Here they come for the test of 800. Trying to get short up there if it will lift a little bit. If I can see buyers get caught. No. You're just going to go without me. Really? 5 points short on that. Can get my fill. Can you come up to 800, please? And show me buyers get stuck. Otherwise, I can't trade this down. ES new low of day. Everything's in sync now for the first time. We're well under the 140 on SOXL. I just need this to lift up to 800 to show me buyers get caught up there. I will not chase low of day down here. 800 or up towards 60s and 70s. I don't mind which. That's the 90s. A little buyer got caught at 90s. Didn't quite get up to 800s again. I think they're going to sell this soon. Come on. I want to see buyers get caught up here on this push. Waiting for the turn. Buyers, they're rebidding. All right, I've got a little piece on here now. Very, very tight. Because if they break here, we go 70s. But this is the level. Don't break here and go 70s on me. This is the level. Come on, drop it back down. There you go. So we're in here and we'll see if we can get a wash. There we go. Thank you. There we go. Come on, break lower day now. I was very patient to wait for this. I was very, very patient to wait for this. Come on. We've done the hard work. Don't you dare come up and take my stop after that. Come on, beautiful. Break the lower day now. Break the low of day now. Let's leave this seller in control. Don't you dare. Don't you dare take my stop. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Oh. Oh, it's not my friend today. All right, so 860s, 870s then. 860s, 870s. That seller's now stuck at 800. That's why the stop was there. That's why we tried to trade short on him. Really? 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 Oh my God, you're gonna make me throw up. Really? That is dirty, 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 dirty. Wah, wah, wah. Alex trade. Well, it was for a moment, wasn't it? You're back above the 800s now, so just be careful. Like, you have a big, big, big boy seller down here. So I was trying to lean on him to get this move to the naked POC. You are seeing some absorption under here. Look at all these sellers being absorbed. This is why we were watching the 800s, right? So if they reclaim 800s, there's a squeeze back up to here, which is why I was concerned about it. That's why I cut it. That's why I lent short. They reclaimed, but that's the level. If they squeeze back through it, you can expect it to come and revisit up here, 860, 870. It's very wiggly, this tape. It is very, very wiggly, this tape. That was the trade. Yeah, that was definitely the trade. I mean, it's a shame. If you think about what we were looking for this morning, all right, if we flush this morning, we'll look for a look below and fail here, or a continuation trade here. If we pop this morning, we're looking for a look above and fail here, or a continuation trade here. We didn't get to either extreme, which is very annoying. Very annoying. So we've built out the liquidity. I ignored all of this bullshit. I then wait for the pop, doesn't come and get me after breaking down. And then we tried to trade that short seller's, the big whale, where he is. And it pops me out of position. I mean, what are you going to do, man? That's just trading, isn't it? It is what it is, folks. Like, sometimes this is what happens. I'm sorry. It's not always perfect. I wish it was always perfect. This is what happens. It looks like they're going to wash it now. Honestly, you're back under that 800. You absolute fuckers. You fuckers. Look at the daily on SOXL. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's why I'm short on it, all right? So I'm long on SOXS right now. There's his breakdown. Fuck me. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. This was it. If you stayed in and you didn't get knocked out with me, This is your first cover point here, and then you're looking for this down here. All right, so 40s and then basically 700s. Congrats if you got it. I'm going to pretend that I'm absolutely fine with this. I'm not. I'm now really pissed off. This is genuine tilt in me now because I felt like it didn't give me my trade all morning. I took a very small winner in the morning and I wait for it, and then nasty NQ went and ran my stop for absolutely no reason. It didn't need to do that. So I am sorry. If you got knocked out with me, I'm really sorry. I can't control the market. I wish I could, folks. It would be much easier if I could, wouldn't it? But your targets now, you're into TP1. Your next target is naked point of control. You cannot chase this short now. All right, you can't. We've missed it. All right, the entry was here on the 800s. That was the entry. You're going to get a 100-point trade plus down to here. If they come under point of control and they start to lose it, then we can talk about a deeper rotation, right? Which we went over pre-market. Oh, my God. Don't be upset, Alex. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's just trading. Don't be upset. There's so many sellers flying in here. SOXL's coming down for that 135 we talked about. Now it's failing 140. What was my stop loss? It was right above 800. Because the problem is, if there's no reason, right, for them to do what they just did. The fact that they broke 800, I can't draw on here, but if you see this big seller here, we were leaning on him short, trying to get, oh God, this is why I don't teach on here, you see, I can't fucking do it. Is there a path on here? Right, we were leaning on him short to try and get us to there, right? Now, if we break down under this, we can think about a sell. If we reclaim it, this can be a look below and fail. Now, why was my stop tight once we moved away from it? Well, because this becomes very, very possible because we're very thin in here above this 800. You can see it's a big boy seller there, and they've piled in underneath now. They're getting very aggressive down here to try and make us move lower, right? But you're getting very close. Your TP1 has been hit, 40s. Your next TP is basically 690s. You can call it 700s, but 690s. And if you're thinking bigger picture than that, if you're trying to hold runners today, if we just zoom out on the hourly for a second, oh man, it's so hard when you get it right and it doesn't give it to you. It really hurts. All right, so if you flush 690s, you're then looking for 630s, and then I'd say these stops down here at 544s. And under that, well, this is very easy to take out quickly, but I would be covering basically 90% of my position there. And if you got lucky today and they wanted to do something drastic, then good for you. Fuck you, market. Fuck you. Fuck you, market. Fuck you, market. Doing exactly what I wanted. Fuck you. Fuck you very much. All right, here comes your covers into 700s. There's your 100-point banger. Oh, salty, grumpy, 40-year-old going grey with a beard and stupid glasses on old man. Salty. There's your cover point, folks. All right, so you should be paying yourself 70, 80% of your position. I would be taking it off here. This is the naked point of control from 2 weeks ago. All right. I'm 40, yes, I'm 40. I'm 41 soon. I'm 40. I'm an old man. I'm an old man. All right, there's your naked point of control. Congratulations. That's the trade. All right, fantastic. You guys got it. W's in chat if you got it. It's okay. I'm happy to be salty as long as you guys got it. That is absolutely fine with me. As long as you guys got that trade. That's the move. Well done, folks. Thanks, Alex. 2K on this. Yeah, there you go. Nice work, team. All right, you can see there's the reaction off that naked point of control. Now, the opportunities now, if I can get my head in gear, will be twofold, all right? They will be, all right, a sell under here if we get stuck to continue to rotate lower. Soxel just hit the 135 and found a bid as well. So that's nice to know. The 135 is in line with this. The look below and fail, really, technically speaking, would be a reclaim of previous day's value. Anywhere up here, but If we start to come back up here, this would mean we're protecting old value. Until that point, we can't really think about a long, all right? We can't really think about a long down here. We'd need to see a reclaim up here. But as I said, I would have paid myself if I was you 70, 80% of the position. You've had a really good trade here. It's into the key level. This is the low-hanging fruit. You've got the SPY coming into its big put level as well here, 32s. You've had SOXL finding a bid. This made it hard today. This bugger. This is what we had to wait for. Look at that. Squeeze out. Trap all the buyers at the highs. We would have liked this on NQ, wouldn't we? Above previous day close. Trap all the buyers. Failed follow through into close 140, loses 140, 135, loses that. I mean, 120 is on deck today. Remember, I'm swing short in this because I'm swing long right now in SOXS. Right, just as a reminder, I am swing long from Thursday and Friday. I added to it, so I'm swing long with a core position of around, probably around here, 880s. Right, we look good. Coop, if you're in chat, your calls on this should be printing, my friend. All right, so we look good in this. I did take a little bit of profit yesterday, and we'll just see. But please don't be a new money short down in this point of control. You would need to see it let go of all of this now, and then come and retest it and stay heavy. I will remind you the importance of the H1. You must be zooming out of the H1. It will help you understand where we're at. This is the node we're trading in right now. Okay, so we rejected, well, we did it overnight. Unfortunately, we didn't do it in the New York session, which was rejecting previous week's value. This is what we talked about at the open. If we reject that, we should trade down into here. If we reject this, we should trade down into here. If we do one of these, we can trade back upside from this. But right now, your short side bias, and you've had the move. Right, I need to mentally reset. This is genuine frustration in me right now. This is genuine frustration. I'll tell you what will cheer me up. We'll be looking at my swing position. Aha! Aha! Look at this. Hello, Mr. SOXS. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, 24% up. Thank you. Thank you. That will cheer me up. So I'm in this in a very decent sized position on my swing account. That will cheer me up. And for those of you who are in Discord or not in Discord and you want to know why to come into Discord, I will show you right here. We talked about it. Here's swings. Here you go. Coop's in it. I'm in it. XOS squeezes over 11. Where did I last? There you go. That was on Friday. Added some SOXS to get some size back on after locking in profits early weeks. That was Friday. I think I started Wednesday or Thursday. Added in Friday. All right. There you go. Am I in a short? Are you trying to upset me right now? You must be trying to upset me right now. We all know Alex tried the short and got knocked out. We all know the Alex trade took place, don't we? We all know that. All right, SOXS, still holding those 135s, that put wall 1. ES not quite to its put wall 350. SPY did come into its put wall. You're starting to see a slight reclaim here of the naked POC, all right? But we need to see structure change if we're actually going to think about a look below and fail. But this is like kind of starting to get to the sort of interesting location where, you know, the market will have to make a decision soon if we're going to go on a complete tumble, right? Or if we're going to see just a trade into value and trade back away from value up here. So we'll see. We're going to make a decision soon, I think. Sellers are still here at the 7s at the moment. Here come the buyers. They're trying to get squeezed through. They're not getting it. Sellers are still here at the moment. God. The speed at which this tape ping-pongs is something else. Starting to see a little bit of absorption at 7s. A lot of sellers trying to come in here and then not getting the breakdown of 7s here. So you might get a relief pop unless there's someone waiting to slam it. Here comes the relief pop through naked point of control. And they can run this right up to 800s now if they want. 800s? It is 800s, isn't it? Yes, 800s. So sellers came in at 735, 745, 747, 752, and then 800s. 800s would be where we shorted and that was a retest. So we're starting to hold naked POC. You can see above 730, it's got room to shove back up to 800s. Just be aware of that now. You've hit your main targets. This 30s is the level. If they find acceptance through here, they probably try and test some of these sellers that we just called out. So the delta is basically 45, 47, 54. They will want to stay heavy at 30s if they can. It's good. It's a good rejection of 30s there from the sellers. That naked point of control just got bid off again. You can see. It's going to be a battleground here, guys, because this is a weekly zone, right? This zone here is a weekly zone from 2 weeks ago. This is not like a daily zone. This is a very thick, big, important level to sentiment, because if we lose this zone, we can get very, very, very nasty on the Qs. Yeah, 10-year rocketing. Yeah, we went over that again at the beginning. 30-year set the tone, and then the 10, 5, and 2s all starting to catch up now. Absolutely, absolutely correct. It's a problem for the market. We went over it pre-market. I absolutely agree with you. Do I use T212? Trading 212? I do for my ISA, but it's not the only brokerage account I have. It's very limited, but it's good for my ISA. $700 is a buyable dip. It's potentially a buyable dip, but you need sellers stuck, right? Which is, you know, it's what they're trying to do at the moment. But yes, it's a key level. You don't just buy it because it's a number, right? We have to see what the market wants to do. These 730s are going to become important. You can see the amount of liquidity being built here. If we break 730s and start to squeeze, I think we can go up to 800s. But, you know, at the moment, they are defending 30s. Let these buyers keep trying to attempt to get through 30s and getting doors shut on their face. And sellers keep trying to attempt to get underneath naked point of control, 700s, and are finding a bid, a soak there. So you're in a 30-point rotation here for a moment while it makes a decision. Good bounce on SOXL off the 135. So, you know, we'll watch this both ways here. If we start to base and hold above 30s, there is a squeeze out, and we'll see if we can get along. But at the moment, here's the 30s test. Are they going to break out here and come up for the 800s? This is the question. Let's see. Here we go. Can you base above now the 30s? Can you hold this for me? And I'll think about the long. Here come the buyers. All right, piece on here. Let's try. Very tight stop. Let's see. Into these first sellers at 45s. See if we can lift through 45s. Through 50s, we get up to the 800s. So we just have to see. Very, very careful. Nice. Good hold. 50s is important now. Through 50s, through 54s, technically, we go up to 800. So I'm long in this. 50s. This is where the sellers came in. Through this, we will go 800s, I think. Please don't stop me out again at my entry. I'd be very upset if you stop me out again at my entry. It'll be the third time today. And that will be made. I didn't even get a partial off that time. Oh. Don't you love trading? It's so fun when it takes your stop every fucking trade on a day. All right, that's 3 break evens. I include that first one break even because I only got like 5 or 10 points on it. So Alex has to be very careful now. You're going to hear me talk through this in real time. My tilt factor is 3 break-even trades. I know my tilt factor is 3 break-even trades in a row. When that happens, I am liable to start doing bad things. That's what my stats say. So if I'm going to take another trade, it's going to have to be very, very good. In terms of the setup's going to have to look very, very, very good. What did we just see there? This is why I was calling these levels. I thought I was going to hold on for the move. All right, the 30s break, if we can explain this. You can see this guy here, 25s and 30s. Once we got through the 30s, remember I called these out, 40, 45s and 50s. I felt like once we got through this 50 level, or this level here, 54s, I think I said, then we had a chance to lift back up to here because we're very thin. I got the door slammed on my face there. I was trying to not take a partial for 20 points and give it room in case they wanted to squeeze back here and then look at it up there if they were going to sell it. But there we go. You scalped it. Good for you. Good for you guys. Yeah, initial balance now set. You're right. Initial balance now set. It's a big IB. Let's see what the expansion and IB would be today. All right, so it'd take us into put 5. Oh, yeah, you're going to do it now, aren't you? We all know what's going to happen now. Everyone in the world knows what's going to happen now. You're Twin Peak. I'm not on Twin Peak. I've moved off Twin Peak, mate. These are my own indicators. I watch M1 and M5 on it. God, they're getting choppy down here. I tell you what, though, sellers got very aggressive at 700 and under, and they're not getting their way. All right, so that's something worth noting. Are you going to fucking do it now, aren't you? You absolute you know what. See you next Tuesday. You absolute you know what. Yeah, exactly. It's definitely going to revisit 800 now. We all know it's going to revisit 800. I tell you what, Alex cannot take a trade for at least 5 or 10 minutes right now. He's internally is fuming, frothing. He's like a dog with rabies right now. I have to just back off. I have to back off. My stats tell me. I don't know if any of you get it. I get it like ripples through my blood where I'm like, ah! So it's good for you guys to see it live. Come the sellers. So SOXL bouncing up to 140. So great relief on SOXL. All right, from the 135 to 140. Buyers right now, you know, they would really want to hold these 25s. Certainly you'd want to hold 700s. The sellers will get stuck under 700s. You do have decent excess down there under 700s right now. All right, under this POC, if you look at here, 700s, all of this, certainly at 80s and the low of day, is decent excess. I think there's a chance here for some relief. As long... I think you really want to be holding a bid over 35s. That's like a really encouraging sign. Technically, the trend is down. I totally understand that. So you'd want to be very, very careful here about playing that upside relief. For me, I don't want to sell up here. For me, the sell, really, I would need to see market move under this and reject that now. Otherwise, it's nothing. And you want to be careful trading counter trend on a rotation as well. Of course you do. So for me, it's just like hands off for a minute. Let this market figure out whatever it is it's going to do. Let my energy calm back down. Buyers are struggling? Not really. I don't think so. Not really. I'd say if anything, sellers are struggling a bit. You're not seeing price move under 700s. So, you know, just if we look at Bookmap and we come to the 700s, you'll see how aggressive sellers got under here. All right, look at this. Look at these size orders under 700. Just think about this. At the moment, all right, at the moment, you've got all these big boys at the low of day, and we're protecting it. So, you know, if you get acceptance back under here, yes, I would agree with you, potentially lower. But at the moment, we're not seeing it. And what's the delta at sevens? Look, you got a 140 lot seller at 700. You got 136 lot at 699. It's moving. Tape's moving so quickly I can't see it. So this is the important level. All right. You can see, look at that instant bid off it, because this seller, all these sellers are stuck currently, right? Now, higher time frame or like intraday, yes, like sellers took control here at 800. So that's why I expected 7 to 8 potential rotation, which we didn't get. You can see the importance of this block, right? You can see it. Hopefully you can see it drawn on. You can see it. Excess underneath. And we look, we've had 1 attempt, 2 attempts, 3 attempts, 4 attempts to get back down to low of day. It's not happening. We are seeing absorption on the tape here. So far, that can change, right? It can change very quickly. But so far, we're seeing absorption on the tape there. It can change very, very, very quickly. Why I decided to take that entry. Which entry? The 35s. Yeah, I was trying to. It's a 700 hold again. In fact, I'm going to explain to you in a minute. I'm going to watch this for a minute in case he gives an A+ setup here. 700s keeps holding. The basic principle of that 35 long was that all the sell pressure was under 35 and we had reclaimed a shelf. Right, here's your shelf. All the sell pressure is under here. All right, and really, if we'd done this, my thesis was that we'd at least come back up to here. And then I'd have an early entry, because if it wanted to be really nasty today, then I could get an add-on here and size into it with very low risk. But I got knocked out. So point control, naked POC, big level. That's the 700 level. And it's still holding there. It is still holding there for now. It is a battle on the tape. You can see it. And you need to watch 140 SOXL, because it's just ping-ponging 140, 135 so far. Gets through 140. There's a chance for it to get back to VWAP. So I'll watch this very intently and carefully now. There's a buyer trying to lift it here and he's struggling. He's struggling to lift it. There's so much liquidity to fill above. I'm surprised they haven't already done it, honestly. Here they come. There's a buyer stepping in. All right, let's see. Does Alex get one more go here? Here's the 55 liquidity. Here we go. All right, adding into this. Let's see. Here we go. Thank God for that. We're going to get... I'm moving my stop in profit. I tell you what, I'm not giving back again. Not again at this level. Don't you fail me at this level again. I'm at least going 5-10 points into profit. All right, let's see if we can lift up. There's liquidity 70, 75, 85, 800. We're looking for 800s here. It's the same trade as first time round. Here's the sellers. Oh, you fuckwits. Come on, get out of the way. Stop being idiots. Please stop being idiots up here. I want to revisit 800. Please. Thank you, Mr. Buyer. Thank you, Mr. Buyer, stepping in. Thank you. I like you. Keep it up. Please re-add. Please re-add. Thank you. Please re-add again. It's a battle here at 60s. Come on, baby. I see you, Mr. Buyer. Come on, baby. Just get me 800s. Please, Mr. Buyer. Please. I can't take a fourth small win. Ah! Come on, Mr. Buyer. It's a good older 50s. Come on, Mr. Buyer. Come on, Mr. Buyer. Here you come. I see you. I see you. I see you. Just send it. Just fucking send it to 800. Get me my move. Just once today. Come on. This is the level. You can see we're thin. We're very thin here. If we can get through this, we shove 800s very quickly. They're defending it pretty well so far. Come on. I'm trying to like just give it space. Stopped. Stopped in the money though. Oh my days. Well, it's a bad day, but I'm up $1, $2, $3,500, $4,000. It's not that bad, but it feels bad. It feels bad. They're still holding VPOT. Oh, they're going to do it again now. They're doing the same move. It's the same move. They want it. I'm telling you, they want it higher now. They've set the trap. They want it higher. This is rotation. It's counter trend rotation. It's a really hard play, but you can see. I think you're going to get it. If you're still in it, I think you're about to get it. You're about to get just a fucking massive lift off. Yeah, Trump now talking as well. We may have to give Iran another hit. I'm not sure. Iran is begging to make a deal. Well, what does that mean? They want a deal, but you're going to strike them. We may have to strike Iran again. They're begging for a deal, but we may have to strike. Here you go. So it's knocked me out. You're going to get the move. You're going to get the move. I don't know what to make of that. Yeah, it took me out, mate. It took me out. It's okay. It's okay. It took me out. All right. Shake it out. Shake it out. At least I made some money on that one. Not enough, but the thesis is there, right? The thesis is there. Right, this is what we're looking for. Remember today we were looking for failed breakdowns under naked point of control if we came down there. Okay, this is what I would call a failed breakdown under naked point of control. All right, we are seeing it, aren't we? Very aggressive sellers underneath 700. Very, very aggressive. All of these sellers are now underwater. We're going to come and test this seller at 800 to see if he's there. If he's not there, you're going to see a squeeze. This is what I tried to position for twice. Congratulations if you got it. Lock some profit in here as you approach the 800. If you find acceptance now above 850s, you are going to squeeze all the way back up, which is why I was trying to position down there. Oh, it hurts. It fucking hurts. I can't pretend it doesn't hurt. It fucking hurts, man. It hurts to understand what we're trying to do and not be allowed to execute it. There we go. Congrats again, everyone who got the full 100+ point move there. I don't think I can take another trade today, but I'm being very honest with you. I think I'll get myself into trouble. But yeah, congrats everyone. Congrats everyone. This is the move. So 800 tagged. You want to be pulling a good chunk of your change off here. And if you find acceptance now over 850s, you can think about an ad. You're going to be like, why? Well, if we were if we were rotating value and this is fair value and this is a look below and fail, and you've now paid yourself here, if we start to base above here, right, we are reclaiming previous day's value. We have a good chance of doing this move here again today because we never came into this, which we should have. So we will see.
You just
what is it? I thought, what's thank you? That one.
No,
that one.
Yeah.
Yes, I just did ASL to my wife and tried to say thank you and instead said fuck you. I didn't mean to. I just got it wrong. Oh god. Oh, you gotta laugh. Yes, apparently this is thank you and that is fuck you.
That's Italian. You should know that.
Yeah, it is Italian. Grazie mille. Oh god. All right, there's the 800. So rotation back to current point of control. I can't trade right now, folks. I will stay here and I will read the market for you, but I cannot trade it right now.
Sorry.
Love you. Oh god, what a market! What a market! So you gotta be careful. This can be a two-leg failure. All right, it can be a two-leg failure. There's an 800. If you start to see weakness under this and under this, you'll see a rotation lower. Buyers will want to hold this node right here, right? Very simple. Sellers are caught. Remember, sellers are caught. Really, their big levels where they're caught is 700 and under. Point of control right now is 724. So ideally, if you are a buyer, you want to hold 724. You certainly want to hold 700. If you're unable to do that, sellers will take control of this market again. And this will potentially then be the two-leg bear flag or head and shoulders, whatever you want to call it, for this rotation here. All right, so we were trying to trade the relief up to here. That's why I said you better lock in a good chunk of your change, and we can think about an add if we get above that. We've not seen it. We've seen the 800 tag. We're seeing weakness come in. Interestingly, SOXL is like holding around this 140. So what we're seeing right now is a rotation out of the mag. If you look at the mag right now, they're all red. Right, they've all gone green to red. Some of them opened up red. If I come right here, you'll see it. Look at this. Right, Apple red, Amazon red, Google red, Meta red, Microsoft green to red, Nvidia green to red, Tesla red, as a equally weighted 1.5% down. Even software's getting smacked. Software down, SOXL down, AMD down, Netflix up on software, Hood down, UU down, USAR. Everything's red. Everything's getting tanked. All right, so we're risk off right now. So it was a relief. It was a good call on the relief. We just have to let it develop again now, in my mind. Buyers are trying to defend 720s here. They just came in with pretty big size and are probably going to get themselves caught here, I would say. Let me just turn the aircon off. All right, so pop's starting to fail. Buyer's probably going to get caught. Those sellers are starting to take control again here. Here's your naked point of control. This is the 680s, is that right? Yeah, 680s where that last big seller came in. So how we act here now becomes important. New low of day on ES. SOXL is actually holding up. It's trading in the midpoint between 40 and 35s right now. I think you need to let it build out a little bit more liquidity now. Just checking the news here. Everyone tells me it's unpopular, but I think it's very popular on the Iran war. The Iran war is not popular, mate. Who are you talking to? Your imaginary friends. No one's loving this. You'll see it in your midterms, buddy, if you don't believe anyone. Will I be taking a trade if we take new lows? I mean, I don't think I can take another trade. What I would say is, if you see a lower high set in here, if they build out some liquidity and trap buys here, you will see this rotation for low of day and down here possibly. But I don't think, I'm being honest with you, I don't think I should be taking another trade now. I think it would be problematic. I think I will start to have my judgment impaired, my ability, at least with how I'm feeling right now. So I would be watching right now. Do they fail 700s? Do they fail 720s? the way we built it, it's very, very hard. So if they fail 720s, where those buyers last came in, there's potential that you make a new low. If they reclaim those 720s, I would just leave this the hell alone. All right. So if they pop 720s, trap buyers and sell, maybe you get follow through for downside. Here's the attempt at it. If they reclaim 720s and base, I wouldn't be long and I wouldn't be short. I'd just leave it alone because it means it needs to build out more liquidity. So I'd either be short in the pop up to 720s looking for low of day, or if we trap buyers on the tape, or I'd just leave it alone. What's making it hard is SOXL is trading right in the midpoint, trying to find a bid. ES made a new low of day, it's traded back inside your initial balance. So there's a 720 failed so far. Looks okay if you took it. You need to flush these 700s now. So 20 to 700 is the rotation. There you go. From 700 back to 20 again. This is the rotation. From 20 back to 700 again. You can see the importance of this. It's a very important move here of who's going to take control of this market. 720s, big buyer came in there, no acceptance high yet. Passive seller holding price down. Selling starting again, big buyer coming back in at 720 again, trying to force this market break higher. Passive seller still here, big buyer adding more liquidity, big seller stepping in here now. See how important this is? It's a big, big level, this, for what's going to happen for the remainder of the day. We now have some big sellers piling in at 720. And if they don't get the break under 700, they're going to get very, very, very upset. There's your rotation. There's the 20 to 700 again. It's very, very sensitive here, folks. Someone is about to get nuked. Is it possible for ES to come to 7.3 since the reclaim happened? 7.3. Hang on, mate. Let me just have a look. Do you mean today or just mean in general? You're coming into some put walls on ES already. Okay, so your put walls are 350. And you've got the next one under that is 345. You have that old low at 336. And your 20-day is at 7316. I don't think you're coming to 73 today, if that's what you're talking about. That's your RBS zone. But right now, it doesn't look like it wants to come there today. Maybe later in the week. I'm not saying we don't get there. I'm just saying today, they haven't priced anything in down there yet. They've priced it in where you are right now. Yeah, I don't think you're getting there today. I'll just show you. All right, you're holding IB. Failure to break IB. Here are the big put walls, which they're pinning price and try and hold it. Here's your squeeze back up. They reclaim 720s. All right, if you zoom out here, you're asking a lot for it to come and test this RBS today. I'm not saying it doesn't do it. I just don't think it does it today because they haven't priced it in. Maybe after NVIDIA earnings, right? Maybe we build liquidity like this for a bit. Maybe earnings are a disappointment, whatever. Maybe we go back to war in the next 2 days. Then absolutely. I don't think we get this extension in 1 day. Not right now. Not with how we're building liquidity. That can change. But at the moment, at the time it asking me, I don't think it's going to happen. All right, you're back above the 20s. So those sellers are going to get very upset. They tried very, very, very hard to sell sub 720, and they're now stuck. They are now stuck. You're now building out a range down here. So I would say buyers will want to hold price above 720s now. SOXL back through the 140s now. All right, Chip starting to find a bid now. Oh, does he have another trade in him? Does he have another trade in him? Probably not. If buyers hold price above 20s now, they will have a chance for another attempt at 800s. So if buyers can hold above 20s, they will have another attempt at 800s and then all the way up here. This is the same move as earlier. All they've done now is trap an even bigger seller. If you look at this. Remember we talked about the 20 to 700 ping pong? Look at this huge seller. Came in 3 times. This is why I said the buyers came in, sellers will want to defend it. They tried, they're now stuck. All right, so we're coming into these sellers here from earlier in the day. If we find acceptance from there, we're going to come and test this seller here from 800. And if we find acceptance above 800, then we're probably going to come all the way up here. So still the same battleground, but I would say buyers have the chance to protect 720s now. They have the chance to do it. Whether they can do it or not is a different thing, but they have the chance to do it. And you have Trump talking right now as well. Let's just triple check this. Trump believes religion plays a crucial role in a country. That's all I'm seeing at the moment. Where are the gamma levels from? They're from a company called Tanuki. Alex, pay close attention to your call at 68965. 942 was a great call for short. Yeah, it was. It worked. Yeah, I'm probably not going to trade anymore, like I said. So buyers want to hold 20s. Sellers will want it back under 700. SPY hit its walls. ES not quite hit its walls. SOXL's back above 140, coming up to previous day low, coming up to VWAP. If that thing starts squeezing, NQ is going to get going, I'm telling you, because they've got shorts caught now under 720s. If SOXL starts trading inside yesterday's range and reclaiming, this thing's going to go kaboom, which is what I was trying to look for this morning. I think you're going to get it, man. I think you are going to get a decent move higher here. I think they've caught a significant amount of short sellers under 720 now, and SOXL is pumping. You're going. You're going. You're going. This is going. This is going to try and come up here. This is the move I tried to get in twice already. Here it goes. So here's your 800. Break through this. You're going to scream up probably to sort of 860, 850. So you're going to go 800, 815, 840s, 850s. That's the level. It's on a tear. Here's your 800. Here's the squeeze. SOXL squeezing. Here you go. This is what we tried to get this morning twice. Congrats if you took it versus 720s. There's your 80 points. I think you can get more. So same as earlier, I would take a little bit of profit here and see if you can get up to 850 to 880. And if you find acceptance above that, you can actually add. I'm actually glad that you can see this play out, not just the trade, but like the emotion for me. All right, there's your 800. You need to find acceptance over this, and then you can think about that squeeze higher. And I hope it works out for you guys. I really do. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. All right, you need SOXL to trade back above VWAP and previous day low. So this is what we're watching right now. This is helping us with sentiment. Right, so I keep talking to you guys, help you guys out. All right, we're trading back inside IB. Here's our New York Open. All right, here's previous day low. Here's VWAP. Here's the put walls. We are reclaiming. If we start squeezing this out here now, all right, you're going to see NQ go with it. It's a big if, But that's what we're saying right now. In fact, do you know what? While we do this, let's make sure Alex is locked in some of his swing because he's pretty big in it. Let's lock in. Locking in some of my swing position because it is a leveraged short. So, all right, here you go. Here goes SOXL. If it gets back above this, then you might see follow through here. And remember, like we talked about, sellers are caught at 720s and under. 800 is the next level. If you base over 800, I would expect some kind of revisit up here. So you look good. You look good. This is a rotational play. And you look good. SOXL VWAP. So hopefully this holds on for you now. There's a big buyer came on up here, which is not really what you want to see. Market buying at the high up here is a bit of a wally. This guy 100 lot buying here, but as long as you hold now, you should be all right. You should have paid yourself some money, and you can just hold on to see if you can go through this shelf. Think about what we've done. All right, think about what we've done. We've traded under naked POC. This was the key level. We're finding a response there. We're coming to the top side of this. If we base over this, we should come and revisit some of these. Okay? And if they go turbo, you know, don't rule that out because we didn't do it. But one thing at a time, eh? What do I use for order flow? Well, I use something called Flow Zone Spectra. Here you go. Here's a squeeze. It's on like Donkey Kong. It is on like Donkey Kong for you lot. There's 100 points for you lot. And let's see if you get 850s, 880s, and then really start going. Fuck me. Thank you, market, making my life hard. I use a thing called Spectra from Flow Zone. It would be out hopefully this week for members. If not, for everyone else, very, very soon. And I also use Bookmap, which you can see above me. Just pass an eval. Nice work. Why I don't want to see a 100-lot buyer when we want price to go higher? It's not that he's a buyer, it's that he's a market buyer, right? So see where he's just come in? What's happened? We've poked above and failed, right? Same as here. See where these big sellers came in? We move away from that price. This is a market buyer. We don't want to see that. We want to see passive buyers gently walk price up. That shows us support rather than someone being overly aggressive at the high. Now, it might well be that it's this short seller who's stopping out, which is fine. But what we prefer to see is dips be soaked. It's much more comfortable for us that way if dips get soaked. Still look great. You look great. Look at this hold of this node. You look great, guys. You look great. I'm not going to lie to you. I think you're going to get a really nice play here. So hopefully you're holding 30-40% of your position, and it will just keep going and going and going for you because you have caught sellers into our key level. Long to 900. Yeah, basically. I mean, that would be nice. So look, your TP1 here. Your sort of TP2 here. TP3 here. And you can argue, where's Cool Wall 1? You can argue for 900 and 270 today. If they want to turn the gas on, if it would be worth holding a micro if you start basing, right? If I just zoom out and explain why this was the idea. Short sellers have piled in, right? Go away. Let me draw this in. All right, they've got short side under this, right? They just think, okay, we've taken out a low, right? They probably have market sells here, or sell stops there to go lower, and you have buyers with. Remember, if you were a buyer in here, you have your sell stop there, so you got market sellers and sellers there, right? So, what was the trap we talked about today? Right, that was the trap. We talked about it pre-market. I talked about it yesterday as well. Right, that's what we were looking for today. Why? Well, let's zoom out. Hello. Big fat node that we know is fair value. If we're going to trap, where are we going to trap? Somewhere that we know buyers want to hold. So they've used this to create liquidity of sell side to partner off with a big whale, buy side, who's reclaimed. And what can we do now? Well, if this is a failed breakout, we can try and attack the other side of this range and into here. Now, if we find acceptance in here, oh my days, oh my days, oh my days. They are going to be very, very upset, the sellers. Right, but we just position ourselves the best we can. We're day traders and we take profit along the way. That's our job. All right, previous day value area low coming up. This was your next TP, all right, into around here. New York open, New York VWAP, previous day value area low. So take more TP here and see if you find acceptance above this now. Would I say order flow is a must for lower time frame trading? I think it can have a very, very big impact if you understand how to read it. I don't think, let me explain this. I think we talked about last week. Order flow is not a strategy. Okay, order flow, for me, I talk about this a lot. If you're reading order flow all the time, you get exhausted. What you want to do is identify the key levels that price might want to come to, and then identify what might happen at those levels. Yeah, makes sense? So today, we identified that the point of control, I think I probably put it in here. Hopefully I did. Okay, here we go. So this is what I drew out for my team this morning, right? So this was possible today. A fail to the naked point of control, all right? And then one of these traps underneath and go, or we fail and stay heavy. Each of these is possible here. So what happens when we get into this area, this is when we need to start watching order flow, right? We need to see what's happening in that area. That is this here, right? There's your naked point control. What happened in that area? Big selling, big selling, big selling, big selling, big selling, big selling, more big selling, more big selling, more big selling, more big selling. Did price move lower? No, it didn't. Okay, so what is the story that's being told there? The story that's being told there is that there's a big whale saying, hey, I don't really want price to go below the naked point of control. I'm quite willing to bid off fair value and try and see a rotation, which is why we tried to position long, right? And I tried twice. I tried twice. Some of you guys got it, all right? So that's why, all right? So when you say is order flow key, I find it key, but first you've got to understand the whys. What are the key levels? What are we looking at? Then you can think about order flow, because order flow is meaningless if you don't understand what the level is and what we're looking for. Yeah? What is a naked point of control? It's an untested level. So we call levels that, you will hear them called levels that are untested. You'll hear them called naked or virgin. Some people will say untested. It's an untested weekly level. All right, so you can see here, rotation now. So we poked up, didn't find acceptance over the 800 yet. Coming back down in, they can come right the way back down if they want to 720s again. And this can still, all right, this can still do this if they want, all right? It can still do that if it wants under here. Remember, this is no different to the plan pre-market, all right? We are trading this right now. If they stay heavy, then we have to flip bias and think about extensions lower. Stepped away. Have I taken any trades since then? In the last 15 minutes, I don't think so. I can't remember when you left. I had 2 attempts at this long back to the 800s, right? So I think I had maybe one here and maybe that one there, I think. Yeah, it must be because I didn't catch this. So I banned myself from, we called this for everyone. I banned myself from trading at this point because I think it's 4 now. I did make money on the last one, but it's kind of irrelevant because it didn't make enough. Do I feel like levels like point control, value area high, value area low are more important than GEX levels, or GEX are more important? I would say value areas hold more significance for me than a GEX level. Because if you were looking at the GEX levels today, right, then you would have covered all your shorts here or tried to get long there. Whereas this naked level was more important, wasn't it? Because this is the high, this is your biggest put wall today, and we've traded under it. So I use them as Confluence. They're really good for Confluence areas, but I don't use them as gospel. The rise to 800 was the liquidity grab. I mean, not yet. Doesn't look like it yet. I mean, there is a buyer caught up there, but based on what? I mean, the only thing you need to know is shorts are caught at the lows. So if that's like an ICT or that's the liquidity grab we have, no, shorts are caught at the lows. The only fact I have in the market right now is shorts are caught under 720. Fact. There's no like if, but, and maybe. Fact. That's a fact. Shorts are caught under 720. Right? Look at this. All this purple, right? They're all fucked. Right? You have some excess buying up here. Like I said, you don't want to see aggressive market buying there. That's the only fact I have right now in this market, is that those sellers are caught selling aggressively at fair value and buyers have stepped in. That is a fact. I don't care about anything else other than that right now. That's the fact of the market. And here you go. They want more, they want more, they want more. You can see the sellers are up at 840, 850, 865, which is where we said, you know, I would TP some out. Has it gotten more difficult to trade the last 2 years, or are you more profitable now? Probably more profitable, but I would agree it's been difficult is an interesting word to use. Different. ATR has been bigger. News candles have been insane. Risk management you've had to be very careful with risk management. I mean, how many people got caught yesterday in a Trump post on Truth Social, which he then like changed 1 minute later? Anyone see that 200 points straight up and then straight back down? I mean, you didn't get that pre-Trump. So, you know, be thankful for that. You know, be thankful if you're a day trader, be thankful for the opportunity of volatility that Trump is bringing in. But managing risk, tough, very tough. Very, very tough. There you go. So lots of you get caught on that. I mean, very, very tough. You can't predict it, right? You cannot predict it. And you probably get your stops run. You might have a 20-point stop and get filled at 60 points because it's so aggressive when it goes. So how's your liquidity grab feeling right now? I'd say you're feeling pretty under pressure. All right, ES to VWAP, SOXL to VWAP, Spiders to VWAP. This is the key area here. New York VWAP here. If you start printing inside of previous day's value, it will tell you that we have looked below previous day's value and failed. Okay, so this is what's important now. You should be taking profit into this, and if we start to base inside of yesterday's value, then everything we've had down here will be deemed as a failed attempt to rotate lower, right? Because remember, yesterday's value is right here. This morning, we pushed up, we didn't quite make it, we failed, we rotated, all right? Sellers want to defend this area. If they're unable to defend that area, this becomes viable. That makes sense, because sellers under here will be stuck. So we've been a buyer, or you guys have been a buyer from here for this move. You're paying yourself. You're now positioned that if it wants to do this, fantastic. If it doesn't want to do it, it doesn't matter. You've locked in, because what? You've bought fair value from 2 weeks ago and discount from this week and today. All right, so you bought nice and cheap, and you're actually selling into previous day discount at the moment, and you're waiting to see if we find acceptance back inside now. Can you see trap buyers and sellers on Bookmap? Absolutely. Delta. Volume profile delta. That's absolutely what you can see. Alex, did you see Trump's posts of himself in a spaceship hitting red button with a nuke going off to Earth? He didn't actually do that, did he? I didn't see it. So your A+ setup, you want to see trap buyers or sellers on a key level and aggression on the other side. Not necessarily aggression, but yeah, like if we think about... Okay. If the market today had been kind and come up here like we wanted, this probably would be an A+ setup for me, right? Because we have previous week trapped up here and previous day trapped up here. We didn't quite make it this morning. So if we'd popped up there and failed, which is what you got overnight, that would be an A+ setup for a short down to here, because we have previous week and previous day buyers stuck. If we come under here and we fail, I'd argue this is an A+ short down to here. Why? Because then we will have 2.5 weeks worth of buyers stuck, right? So we can trade that rotation. If we do what we're seeing now, I wouldn't say now is necessarily A+, because we're trading in the opposite direction, right, of the daily of today's flow. But, you know, something like this, it's an A setup. It's an A setup. But we like to see, what would be better almost is to like do this and see current week, develop loads of volume here, and then see that. That'd be great for higher time frame. But you're getting it. This is what we talked about. Hey, Mr. ICT trader, how's that looking? Who wins? Your fake boss or what actually happens in the market? Someone who thinks they got kidnapped in a white van and told how to trade by Jesus, or what actually happens in the market, what the market's actually told us? I'm just wondering, who do you think's actually right? Imaginary stuff or what's actually happened? Imaginary stuff or what's actually happened? I'm just wondering which one might be more accurate. I'm just, you know, answers on a postcode, asking for a friend. Okay, so here is your TP. So TP2 here. So you've been long, you're what, 150 points up, 720s, right? 720s. You've just hit 160s, yeah, so 140 points up. You've paid yourself a good chunk of change, 20% left now, maybe 10% left, right? If this wants to come right back in, it can. And just hold now. You hold that last 10, 20% to see if you can get 900, 9,000 even. 900, 29,000, or even if they want to be silly today and do something berserk, which is possible. It's possible. Yeah, bruv. That fucking unicorn, yeah, man. Yeah. That unicorn, bruv. Oh, that ting. Yeah, brother. Trading a unicorn in it. Yeah, brother. Loves me a unicorn ting. Brother, I believe in Jesus because he has got trapped one time in a white van and told me how to trade. And it is Jesus that explained the Judas trade to me, innit? So I believe that this was Judas. Then why did it, bruv, ting me, do me here dirty with a mind you laying in it? Shut up, man. Okay, so no new long positions here, folks. Just manage your current positions. You're 140 points up. You should have paid yourself a good chunk of change. And then you just see what happens now versus the 28,800s. You have had a big buyer come in here at 26s. So really, you'd want them to hold sort of 25s, sorry, 27s, somewhere around that. If they lose that, they're going to come and test that seller at 800s. You don't really want to lose that. All right, you've had the squeeze out. It's just about what they want to do now with it. The SOXL is back to its 20-day as well. It's finding a little reaction off that 20-day right now. So mean reversion, we overextended the mean reversion. We've come back to the mean. And we'll see what happens here at 28,800 if we now have sellers come back in, which we're starting to see aggression on. And they will make their choice now. Do they protect previous day's value, which was your target for the long, or do they find acceptance inside of it? So you can see the washing around 800 important now. I would say buyers potentially will be caught at 810s if they fail to follow through and catch a bid here. How are we doing for time? We're doing all right. 40 minutes left. 40 minutes left. So Israel starting to bomb Lebanon again as well. What are my thoughts on fib retracements? They're great. Fibs are great, man. I use them all the time. All right, they're starting to lose 800 for the first time. There is a battle here. You can see bids are stepping in all the way at 60s, trying to bid up to 800. I would say buyers for the first time today are a little bit caught at 27s. All right, so that's the level right now. That's where they came flying in. Let's have a look what the delta is up there, Mr. 27s. It's 28s, actually. So basically 250 lot up at 28s. So you can see the battle here starting to take place. You still look fine to hold your longs, but you would like to see this get back above that 28s. That's the level. If they reject 28s, that's your first sign of failure to follow through, failure to make a new high, leaving buyers stuck. So those of you who are managing positions from 720s, you want to watch these 828s. If you can't get back through it, and you certainly if you haven't taken profit, you want to be taking a chunk off right now because this is the first sign of failure to follow through. SOXL still looks good. It's still bidding. You can see we're struggling to get through 28s at the moment, right? We're struggling to get back through 28s, which is where that buyer got very, very aggressive. If you think about this, it's where this buyer got very, very aggressive. You can see it right here, 28s. Right, this is the level that matters. Back above 28s in base, you got a chance to resend it. All right, so that's the decision point right now. Making money today. Thank you as always. Question: how many different VPs and VWAPs do you look at? Session, dailies, weeklies. So I look at. I always set my previous week and I leave them on the screen. All right, so especially if we have untested levels. Now in the run up the last 3-4 weeks. We've left many, many weeks completely untested. You're starting to see failures here at 28s, folks. Be very, very careful. If you haven't locked in, you might start to see a flush here because you're starting to see failures at 28 and you're starting to see failures at 800s. They can come right back down to 720 now. Now that is potentially backside. So I put on previous day always goes on. Current day always goes on. Previous week always goes on. That's all I look at. I can show you on my hourlies, for example, right? These are all previous weeks. Yeah, so you'll see how many of these are untested. Well, all of them. In this run up, since we broke out, this is naked, this is naked, this is naked. Finally, we tested one, right? So these naked levels, I expect them at some point to get tested. So I leave them on. They all become important. They all become important. So those 28s, you're seeing sell side pressure versus 28s like we talked about. You're seeing sellers coming now and defend at 800s. This can rotate all the way back down to 35s and to 720s. Right? They can rotate all the way down to 35s and 720s. I'll be done with it right now if I was you. I don't know. You guys are saying ban him. I haven't got the time to read through it, guys, so I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. But ES coming back down to put wall and to IB. So we're seeing weakness there. Chips are still holding. So we're still massive divergence here. Flozone, I got my first payout with Apex after 5 months of training. Can I send you the certificate and have you sign it for me? Yeah, sure, if you want to. You can email me info@flozonetrader.com. Just send it over. I'll do digital signature for you. So here's a revisit of 720s now. ES new low of day. This is your point of control in the day. Remember, this is the level where sellers are caught underneath. All right, so if we let them out, we talked about this. The let out of this will be this, won't it? All right, that will be letting them out. Not before. Again, we drew this pre-market. It will be this trade here, not before. SOXL still holding on. It looks good. Chips are still show relative strength here. So rotation out of ES, which has bid back off its IB low again. SOXL still holding the midpoint of its range today. It is not selling off right now. Understand the rotation. You are not seeing this make new lows. All right. This is holding very, very well right now. So major divergence. You compare that to ES. Bouncing off IB low inside internal range. So when IB low to view up the Tyson trade, we'll see if they want to make a new low or not. I'll be watching this SOXL very carefully right now because there's huge divergence in this if they start to really pump it. And sellers now defending these 90s, 890s. I'm telling you, SOXL looks like it wants more. It looks juicy. It looks like it's building very, very well right now. Alex, am I in any trade? No, like I said, I'm done for the day. I took like 4 break evens. So buyers are still trying to defend these 720s where we left the sellers stuck. Buyers are stuck right now today for the first time. I would say 826s, like we talked about. 828s it is actually on the delta. 828s is where the buyers are stuck. So 720 to 820 can be a rotation. It can be a 100-point rotation while they figure this out. SOXL looks great, like I talked about. Did sellers get caught in the recent swing low? I mean, a little bit, but it's minimal, mate. It's we're just trading back into. All you have to think about is this. Look, where did the buy? Oh, fuck! I didn't want to do that, and I can't get it back. Bollocks! I don't know where that was. I'll delete and redraw it. Right, this is where the buyers got caught. This here, 27s and added excess. This is where the sellers got caught. 20s. An excess under note. We haven't really added much, so we can ping pong between this for a bit. This isn't. Look how thick we are here, right? We can ping pong between this for a bit, but while they make a decision, like I said, you have divergence with the chips right now versus ES. Just want to check the breadth right now. Let's just have a quick look. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away, all you ads. There we go. So healthcare holding the market up. Everything else looks pretty bleak right now, but you can see some of these trying to find a little bit of a bid. They're still heavily red on the day. Software catching a bit of a bid. Semis are weak. Healthcare looks good. Defensive looks good. Energy flat. I'm telling you, those chips are not giving up. Not yet. Can I look at AMD? Yep. There you go. Semis are not giving up. Again, this is very similar. What happens here is going to become important. All right. So high time frame algo got sold into, straight back down, trading back to the mid. Do they sell this back down to the 400s, or do they go straight squeezer back up? This is why NQ is holding on versus ES. And this is not the only name doing it. They will all be doing it right now, I'd imagine. We took at MU, it probably looks very similar. There you go. Starting to build out that liquidity. It's very dangerous right now if these get going. INTC. Same, off the lows into key level. TSM. Off the lows into key level. You get the point. Understand what you're trading right now, what's providing strength in the market. It isn't coming from the mag right now. If those all fail up here, then you're going to get that rotation. But again, you need to get under 720s for shorts to feel comfortable, and you need to get back above 828s for longs to feel comfortable. And it's a ping pong between the two, right? It's a ping pong between the two. Here goes SOXL into its 20-day, trying to break out here. Back through VPOC, back through the 800s. I'm telling you, if you get through the 28s, they can go leg back up again. Because the dips just held into the 720s, didn't they? Did we break the 720s? No, we didn't. We protected them. The sellers are still quarter low a day. The only thing I know right now is everyone down here is very, very heavy. Sell side is stuck. Here's the 28s. This level matters. If you get through 28s, a squeezer is on. I'm telling you, if you start to base above 28, a squeezer is on. You're right into it right now. Don't say I didn't warn you. Do not say I didn't warn you. SOXL starting to go now. So I'd say if pullbacks hold 28, or even if they hold 800s now, they can look for more upside. If you start to lose that, again, you're going to do the rotation, 720 to 820s. This is the battle, folks. This is the battle. And this pullback starting to hold here. Sellers getting very, very aggressive. I would say there's going to be more upside lift here coming. Some big seller just came on the tape there and got absorbed instantly twice at 25s. And again, he's coming in. And again, he's coming in. And again, he's getting very aggressive here, and we're not moving lower. I think you're going to get a squeeze out here. If he's not careful, he might get very, very hurt. I think it's going to squeeze out. Here it goes. If they break this, he's fucked. He's got very aggressive into 25s. And again, he's getting very aggressive. He needs a breakdown here, or he's going to get super upset. And again, here he goes for his breakdown. Can he get it? Here's the 800 test. Mate, they are heavy, 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 and not really moving that much. So what's VPOC now? 800, yeah, that's the level. So 28s to 800 be the rotation. Here you go. Here it comes into 800. And if buyers protect this, then they'll try and reclaim 28s and move price higher again. If buyers fail this, then you're going to see that rotation straight back down to 720s again. That's the rotation. It's nothing's changed. It's the same levels, right? As they churn through this. Look how thick we are here. It's why they make a decision through all this. So at the moment, they're trying to protect 800s, and the sellers are trying to protect 28s. Soxel's still going, man. It's still going. It is still going. It has not stopped yet. Chips be strong right now. They are holding up pretty well right now. It's right at its 20-day. It's a great move off the lows on chips. Right, they're still protecting 800s. Nothing's changed. Strength comes when they base above 28s, remember? Big seller coming in here. He's desperate to get a really big flush here. He's getting very, very, very aggressive on the tape. Here he comes. He's looking for the 800 break to get back down to 720 right now. Here he comes. No response from buyers. They're trying to get back down to the 720s. So remember, it's the same battle. Nothing's changed. 28s to 720s, 828s to 720s. That's the rotational battle. Seen some sellers try and defend their 800s now for the first time. Here come the buyers. 80s to 50s, trying to step up. A little bit of a node here. Chop suey. Retest of 800 maybe, and see if the sellers defend it after working so hard to break down from it. They're not even getting up there right now. Here they come. All right, retest of 800. Sellers need to defend this. Otherwise, they get themselves caught because they just work very hard to break down from it. And if they get through 800, they'll be looking for 28s, right? They'll be looking for 28s through the 800. They're going to go back to 28s. And they're going to ask the question, are you really going to defend this or are we going to break out now? It's the same question over and over again. This is why the levels matter. So 800s, no follow through from sellers under 800s, absorbed from buyers on that micro RBS level. Think about this in RBS level. Straight back to previous day low. And 28s now matters again. And that's the battle over and over again. 28s to 800, 800 to 720s. That's the battle. It looks like a bear flag. Well, I mean, I don't know what you're looking at, my friend, but I would say that's a higher low, that's a higher high, that's an internal sweep, and we are stuck here. And if they find acceptance through this, it's going to rip. Really, the short would have to be under here. Unless you're playing a rotation, the short for continuation needs to be where sellers are unstuck, which is under 720. Because if we find acceptance here, like I talked about, over 28s, this thing can go. I've said it numerous times. The 28s is the level right now where the buyer's caught. You're right there again, and you're over him. And if we pop up and start basing over him, and SOXL is trying to break out, you are going to see this squeeze. I've tried to warn you on this a few times for you guys who want to be adamant on the short. This thing is not letting go. The chips are not letting go. Right? They're not letting go. If this pullback holds 28s now, I think you see this thing start ripping. I'm just warning you. And that was the pullback to 32s. They didn't even get to 28s. Here it goes. They're going to try and force this up now towards the 900s. So previous day value area low. Through there, you've got a put wall and then 900s. Tried to warn you, but you want to play fucking ICT logic when the market doesn't care. The market only cares about liquidity. Right, I'm going to use the bathroom while you guys hopefully make some money on this, and I'll be right back. All right. Do we hold 28s on that dip? Yep. They held 28s on that dip. They can still send this higher. They can still send this higher, folks. All the time they're holding that, buyers have control. You're running out of room because you're right at that previous day value area low. So this was your TP level. Again, it's the same thought process. Right? Make this really simple. The only fact I know is sellers are caught under 720s. Right? The relief is to here. If we find acceptance over here, we will try and revisit up here because that means we have not found acceptance underneath previous day's value. Right? So this becomes an important level for what happens next. The other thing I know is that 28s buyers got very, very, very aggressive, and we're now back above that. So if we keep supporting the bid at 28s, all those aggressive buyers are in the money, which is the opposite to what we saw here. All the aggressive sellers are out the money. All the aggressive buyers are in the money. Yeah, the aggressive buyers came in here. They got dropped out. They rebid the 20s to not let the sellers out, and we're back above. That's the rotation. Surprise, surprise, because that's the biggest part of value. And we held this node, surprise, surprise, and we held 720s, and we left these sellers stuck, surprise, surprise, and there's the squeeze. Okay, and guess what's squeezing? Guess what has relative strength off the lows? We've gone over it a million times. Maybe you guys are starting to absorb what I'm saying. Hello. All right. Held 35, reclaimed 40s, back above the VWAPs. Where do you think it's going? What do you think is going to react off it? I'm only here to help you. Remember, I'm not even trading, so I have no skin in this game. I'm just trying to help you. So you're coming up to VWAP now, 24-hour VWAP. So if you were long here and paid yourself and got long again at the same level and paid yourself, you look good, and just hold like 20% or 10% and just see if they're willing to do this move. They might lose the strength because buyers are caught up here this morning for sure. Buyers are caught up there, but the continuation short will not happen until you're under here. There is a range rotation, but there is no continuation short until you're under that. And that is all because of who got stuck. All right, who got stuck? Sellers got stuck at the lows today so far anyway. Look above and fail. What? Look above previous day's value and fail. I mean, you're fighting trend right now. It's possible, but I am not seeing enough excess up there to suggest that that's the case. It's a key level. It's something you could look at. But is there excess? What's the big level here? All right, this guy. I don't see this guy up here stuck yet. Right, so I'm not sure that's the right call. I also think SOXL is going to keep going and going and going and going and going because I think it's got enough people caught on that 135, 140. We're now coming into 150. It can close the gap at 151. If we get through 151, we're going to go IB high, which is 155. If we break IB high, we're breaking out of a 1.5 day range and we can come and visit 163. Right, and we break through that, we're going to go 170. And I'll tell you what, NQ is going to go bonkers if we do that. Absolutely bonkers if we do that, NQ will go. Until you're below 28s, buyers have control. I was saying it will look above VWAP and fail. Okay, well, what you're saying sounds like a bit too confirmed. What you should be saying is, I'm going to look for it to look above VWAP and fail. That's your trade thesis. It's not a certainty, right? That's the thesis that you need, which is fine. It makes sense. It's a good thesis. Just don't be too fixed on it, because remember, where the buyers are in control. Oh, it's a question. I mean, will it? It's a thesis. I mean, I don't know if it will. At the moment, like we've just shown, I've talked about it 100 times now. Who's stuck? These guys. All right, sellers are stuck. We will have some buying up here stuck from the beginning of the day. We're probably at the midpoint right now if we measure out. We're trading inside initial balance. This is suggesting a choppy session. We're trading at the 50%. There's a good chance that market might get a little bit stuck up here. Absolutely. But a lot depends on what's happening in the broader market right now. So 28 test it. If they start losing 28s, they come to the 800s. If they start losing that, potential downside. We are not seeing acceptance right now through previous day's value. But I don't think there's enough excess up there to warrant a trade back inside. There is a range rotation trade there. I'm just not sure we've put enough excess up there yet. But if we start to see lower highs and lower lows start to develop, you know, then you can argue. Zoom this in a bit. It's a bit messy, isn't it? Right. If we start to see, it would be better if there's more excess here. If we start to see this, then you can argue this will happen again. But we will not let shorts out until we see this. Right. They can keep defending this area. Just understand that we can keep rotating this area today. How long till lunch? 15 minutes or so. The way I read the market is in the course. Yes, buddy. This is just my interpretation of how I read, how I teach. Still hanging on to these 28s for now. $150. Yeah, so it's a little bit stuck there at 150. This is the opening, what, 15 minutes? Trading back inside it. Can I explain how the semis can bid despite all the Mag 7 being red? Well, they're different. They're different markets, aren't they? The Mag is not a semiconductor market other than Nvidia. And if you look at the Mag today, even though they're all red, where's the relative strength? It's in Nvidia, right? Okay, other than Apple, which is unaffected at all. But Tesla, 3% down. Microsoft, 0.81% down. Meta, 1.14% down. Google, 2.24% down. Amazon, 3.35% down. Nvidia, 0.67% down. Apple, 0.15% down. We're finding a bid on the chip names because we've come back into a key level. If you zoom out of those chip names, right, since the high, where have we basically come into? A big RBS zone. Now, arguably, it's a little bit lower, but a big RBS zone, right? I'm on the wrong chart. Okay, this is where we traded down to this morning. Here, right? Resistance becomes support. Okay, they front run it a bit, but because we've got a put level here, right? So the expectation is that, yeah, we probably can find a bid up here. Now, do we fail this and make a lower high somewhere up here and lower high, lower low? Maybe, but the rotation has been, remember, this is profit taking. It's not like big selling, right? Breakout, accumulation, profit taking, back into old accumulation zone. They might want to rebid this market here. All right, this is the pullback. All right, we've been short from here. This is the pullback in this market. This is the cover point. So if shorts are covering, like me, then what do we get? Move back up, right? They won't want to completely dump the chip names because think about what's coming tomorrow after hours. All right, Nvidia earnings. So if Nvidia have blowout earnings and it doesn't, and it isn't priced in. We're looking at an 8% move on Nvidia tomorrow. If they have blowout earnings and we deem that that hasn't been priced in, what do you think happens to the basket? If Nvidia moves 8% up, the rest of the basket are also going to move. So they won't want to sell all their positions. They're just taking some profit. We are still holding the 28s here, folks. Markets won't cool off this summer without resolving the Iran deal. Unfortunately, that's good for day trading. Yeah, I mean, we'll just have to see each day as it comes with Iran. I mean, like I said to the team, it's very. I think I would hate to be a fund manager right now. I think that is very, very tough. You know, if you're being asked to trade millions and millions of dollars right now, when the news is you're running out of time, followed by we're gonna make a deal, they want to do a deal, followed by they've got no ships left, we're gonna bomb them into the Stone Ages, followed by we're very close to a deal. How the fuck do you price that in? How do you price that in? I don't know. Smarter people than me. Remember, like I always talk about, I'm just a guy on YouTube. But I would say that's probably pretty scary to try and price that in, unless you're in the inner circle. His friends priced it in. Well, they certainly did. I mean, you can see all the investigations into those oil trades, and I mean, the Dell situation, I think, is going to be a problem for him. But I would imagine he will pardon everyone to do with any of it before he leaves office, because I don't think you can buy shares in a company and then 12 days later say it's a great company. I think that's problematic. That's really problematic. But we'll see. I mean, it's the amount of influence he has. It's insane. I mean, just look at now. Right, so you had Jensen saying now's a good buy. No one really believed, and then they saw that Trump had been buying it. Okay, we're selling off today, but the last since Trump released his... Look at that. What a move. What a move since we found out that Trump had been buying it. Just 30%. Not a big deal. No big deal. I mean, the market loves knowing where the money's placed, so we'll see. We'll see how things turn out. I can really give a shit. They all do it. They all do it. Red, blue, it doesn't matter. Other countries, they all do it. They all inside trade. Proving it is what's hard. Okay, so 28s again. You lose 28s, you revisit 800, remember. I have no position. How are we doing on the likes, by the way, team? It's been a trickier day today, but you guys should... Don't know how many you stocked out with me, but maybe some of you got 100 to 150 points a few times today. Here's the 800 revisit, so 28s to 800 flush. And they're bidding 800 so far, and if they come back up to 28s and sell 28s, then there's an argument for a lower high, lower low kind of setup. So they're not quite at the 28s yet. Here they go. They're revisiting 28s now, and it depends if they sell this. They're trying to sell it. If they can't sell it, we go re-squeeze back up again. So you can see 28s, 800, back to 28s. See the ping pong? It's the same ping pong we keep talking about. Those are the levels because that's where the big players are. You can see the big players on the DOM right now. You can see them with their delta right now. They're trying to resell 28s right now. They are trying to resell 28s and get that flush back under 800s, and that will open up the rotation to 720. So if you want to sell 28s right now, you can. But you want to be careful. You do not want to give it a wide berth here. If you're looking for that failed follow through, this will be the first time today. And you want a break of 800s now. If you're selling 28s, you want a break of 800s. And a break of 800s can lead you potentially... I'd watch 70s. We've got some imbalances at sort of 70s, 55s, and then 720s again. All right. So here's the break of 800s. So hopefully you get follow through now. Anyone who's trading this for the downside. And you don't really want a reclaim of 800. You certainly don't want a reclaim of 28s. You certainly do not want a reclaim of 28s. There you go, 800 breaking. So you want a rejection of 800 now for follow through. Remember, you're trading inside range now. You want to be very careful. But if they reject 800, you have the chance to go fill some of these imbalances. Nice rejection of 800. Imbalances, remember, 70s, 54s, and maybe you can get down into those 20s again. So your stop now is either at 28 or 800, depending how tight you want to be. Here's the 800 check. If they get through this, they're going to try and revisit 28 again if they base over it. And you can see the rotation. And you do not want to hold on above 28s if you're trying to take this short. If it comes above 28, you're in trouble. No rejection in front of it. Back to the 800s. You really want to see this fail 28s for any downside. Otherwise, it's just a rebalance to go higher again. Here's the 28 check. And this is now important. Do they leave these buyers up here trapped or not? Crapped or not? Oh, they crapped them. SOXL holding right now. It's 20-day. Here's your 28 check. Right here, right now. This is what the important level is. Whether they find acceptance back through this or not. This is the level that sellers will need to hold. If they can't hold it, you are likely to see this make a new high. As in a new high here, not a new high of day. A new high here. Sensitive, sensitive, sensitive level. I'm going to watch this tape with you. Yes, holding on. SPY holding on. SOXL bidding really hard. Okay, good rejection of 28. Now you need it back under 800 again. And you need a lower low. So you need it under 800 and then you need a lower low under 80. And then you can think about downside. Here's the 800. You need it to let go of this and make a lower low for you guys. So that was the revisit of 28 right here. You can see that. Revisit of 28. And you need it to let go of 800 and then start washing down here if you're looking for backside on the trade. Remember, this is very, very thick. It won't do this move, or unless news comes, it's unlikely that it does this move very quickly. But what we are now seeing is a hold of naked POC, a drive up to previous day value, a failure of previous day value, and a failure to make a new high. That's the first time, everyone else was front side. That's the first time you've seen numerous attempts failing to make a new high and under 28. Okay, so this is the first time they failed. Now, the reason it's dangerous if they reclaim 28 is because you'll have this set up. Right, so this is the important level. Now, if they fail that, certainly if they fail this, then you can think about this. And under here, big pressure, not before. Before, range. One side of range, bottom side of range. This to this, this to this, this to this, this to this, maybe, if you get lucky. Again, no position for me. I'm just trying to call what I'm seeing. 28's key here. You certainly don't want to be crapped. Me neither, buddy. Okay, 28's key here. You guys are great. SOXL looks great, by the way, for upside. There's the 28. So if they get above this, I'd be very skeptical about looking short again. Because this will be a two-leg, which might start to reclaim VWAP. And with what the chips are doing, I'd be very, very skeptical. So the max it got you there was 800 break. Squeeze is on now. If they base over 28s, they can go and make a new high. Buyer's getting aggressive here, trying to lift it. They are stacking at 28s now and 30s, trying to lift it. If a flush comes down there and it gets absorbed, then you know. Big buying here again. SOXL breaking out again. I reckon SOXL wants a high day here, wants 150 in high day. So there you go. I would be well and truly out of this, like I said, anything that reclaims 28s. Your short was at 28. It flushed down. You got 40 points out of it. You should have taken that stop at 28s again. And here it goes. Yeah, we need more likes for a giveaway. I haven't even checked today. I haven't done any promoting or any checking today. I'm useless affiliate partner. Yeah. So I should say, before they get upset, right, 50% sale on until Sunday with Take Profit Trader. Code FlowZone there. Can move this down a bit. I didn't even see that. Code FlowZone will get you 50% off Take Profit Trader right now. Prices go up after Sunday, so they extended the sale a little bit and then prices go up. It is also 90% off on Apex right now, code FZT. It is 50% off Lucid for your first 2 accounts or 2 accounts of this sale, FZT and all the good stuff. Let's get another 200 likes and we'll give away a free Apex account here as well. Here goes the squeeze. They reclaim 28s and up they go. What is the one mistake day traders make that can be avoided by a simple mindset shift? Don't fight the tape. Don't think you know better than what's happening in front of you. It's the biggest mistake. The biggest mistake. Oh, I watched this video, so this has to happen. No. But this guy said, no. Do not fight the tape. 28s was your short, 28s was your out, right? 800 had to stay heavy. Look. This guy was the short versus him right here. That's your short. 800s had to stay heavy. They reclaimed. Whoop, straight back to this guy. That's your out. Why? Because buyers are in control right now. What's the one thing we know today? The one thing we know... Oh, God damn it. Can I get that back? There we go. The one thing we know is that at the lows, sellers are caught. It's the only thing we know for sure today is that sellers are caught at the lows. If we base above this, we've talked about it all day, there is a chance that it means there's no acceptance outside of previous day's value. It means no acceptance here. If we start basing above this, this becomes possible. And that's what you're starting to see try and happen. And there's the 150s on SOXL. The lows are in. I mean, over what time frame? I don't know, mate. Like, they could potentially be in for the day. We don't know what news is going to come. We don't know. Like, I'm not arrogant enough to say the lows are in. All I know is that for now, sellers are stuck here. We have some buyers caught up here. Right, this is probably 50% or 61% retracement. If we do this, the lows are not in. But currently, you know, this is our profile. We are bidding above each level. The next level to get through will be this node here. The problem with the market is, trading the market, there's a difference between creating a thesis, right? This is my thesis, this is what I'm looking for. Okay, this was my thesis today. I'm looking for breakout or a failed breakout up here. And I'm looking for a breakdown. I'm looking for a failed breakdown down here. Okay, that's the thesis. That's where I tried. If you think about where Alex tried to trade from today, that's where I tried to trade from. The problem is that when you become too biased, right, and you're like, well, I'm only doing this. Maybe your thesis is like, at the moment, I have to be short here. Okay, so you start getting short, no confirmation, and it starts printing up. And you're like, oh, well, it has to break down, it has to break down. That is your ego, right? Same as the guy earlier. Well, it has to be 800 is, was it 800 here? Everything above 800 is a short. Well, your ego got burnt there because the market didn't care about what you thought. So as long as you don't trade beyond what you think, or what's setting up, I should say, beyond what it's showing you. It's the most important thing. Everyone's so... I'm trying to think how to explain this. A bias can get you killed, okay? If you keep sticking to the bias and it's going against your bias and you keep trying and trying and trying and trying, it will get you killed. So I'd say that's a quick one. And then look at me today. Break even, or it was like plus 10 points, minus a little bit of points, break even, and then plus like 20 or 30 points. I mean, they all count as break even for me because I'm looking for 100+ point trades. I was looking today for this move here, wasn't I? I was looking for this exact move here. All right, that was my TP, and if we base here, I'm looking for that. Well, I had enough attempts. I'm now on tilt. I'm now on edge. I can't trade that. I'm positive on the day, but I cannot put myself in a position to take 5 and 6 trades when we've already had a go. So it's the other thing, like eat the loss, eat the break even, come back later, come back tomorrow. How do I place stop losses? Yeah, drag and drop. I use an ATM, which is quite wide, and then I put them to the swing point. Okay, so again, they're failing previous day value area low up there. They cannot find acceptance above it. So we've come straight back to 28. And they can't find acceptance under 28. And the battle resumes. And you're in lunch now. I didn't even realize we're in lunch. So volume likely to dry up. All right, let's just do some giveaways here. Do we have enough? Can we just get those likes up, folks? Just 200 of you, smash that like button, please. And we'll do an Apex giveaway now. But I need you guys to get it to 1,000. Yes, TPT allowed to copy trading. Where are the safest places to enter longs? They were where we were looking at earlier. Right, the safest place to enter longs were down here. You want to be as close to the trapped sellers as possible. All right, imagine you are one of the trapped sellers in here. Right, when it comes back in, what are you liable to do? Get out, break even, which is a market buy. All right, there's a reason why you react like this. I was trying to trade, I think it was 35. I think I was trying to trade the 35 break here. That's what I was looking for. I can probably try and find out why, but the delta has probably shifted now. But if we come down to 35, I was looking for a buyer to retake control. Okay, this guy here. Right, see this fella here, this 100 lot? I wanted him to be back in the money. This guy. All right, so I was looking for everything under here to be trapped sellers. And I was looking to 35, this guy here, where we have a seller and a buyer. We have these big sellers and I have this buyer. I wanted price. I was trying to position myself for confirmation, right? I was looking for that move there. I wanted it to hold 35, all right? The top, if we think about, it's very hard for me to draw on here, but if we think about this node, look at this node, see all this? I really wanted it to hold the top of this and leave everyone who's a seller underneath that stuck. Now, the better long, it turns out, was 700, right? Which we knew, but bidding 700, risking 62s is not the kind of play I like. I like to see the confirmation of it stuck. So I got knocked out a few times, and eventually, this time it went, didn't it? It dropped down to 24s, reclaimed 35s. That last time when I said, look, I'm done with it, but it's probably going to go now. Well, there you go. That was it. So we don't really want to be long at yesterday's value area low. We would not, if we're going to be long up here, right, we would want to see it find acceptance. And it's hard with what we've done today, but we'd need to find it, see it do something like this, like a big drive, all right, and start to base out, and maybe even something like that. All right, if we're going to be long up here, that's what we want to see, because we are going to need more sellers caught. All right, at the moment we have buyers caught from earlier in the day up here into 60s. You can see the transitions. Lost 28s, guess where we're going? 800s again. We lose 800s, guess where we're going? 720s again. You get the point. You get the point. The market moves the same way every day. It's just, can you position in an area where you can limit your risk? This is how I think of it. Can I position in an area where I like what I see, I can limit my risk to something manageable, and I can position myself well for the swing I think is coming? So 800 again. SOXL still holding up. Oh, what if I just deleted? Don't do that, Alex. All right, so if we hold 800, you know what we're going to visit. Probably the 28s. Right. Buyers will actually want it above 50 now. We've built a bit of a shelf up there right now. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Is that a yin yang twin song? I feel like it is. Stuck, stuck, stuck. 150 SOXL is the level. Have we got enough likes yet, folks, or not? All right, you are starting to see us get stuck at the 28s here a little bit. So that's the level. If the sellers defend that, they will again look for an 800 break. If buyers defend it or reclaim it, they will look for a print back over 50s. All right, so you're into this level, this wiggly zone, and you're in lunch, so just be careful. Right, how are we doing on the likes? Still not there, folks. 50 more, please. So 28's defended there. That's a good rejection of 28's. Sellers will need to see a breakdown underneath point of control, though, which is the 800, right? So here you go. Here's the breakdown to 800. Can they get follow through underneath this? If they can, they will look for 720s. Here's the 800. So here we go. Sellers will now try and defend 800 because they've just defended 28s. They need to defend 800. If they can defend 800, they will look for the 80 break to try and get them down to 34s and 20s. That's the battle right now going on firsthand. Like right now, that's the battle. So 800, sellers will try and defend 800 to cause a flush. Buyers will want it back above 28s. This is literally how it works. All right, I'm willing to sell here. I'm willing to buy here. Okay, and then you get someone, oh, I'm willing to buy higher. Well, I'm willing to sell a bit low. I'm willing to buy higher. I'm willing to sell lower. Or I need to sell a lot. Okay, well, I'll buy it back down here. Okay, we come back down there. It's literally an auction. They have to shake hands at each price, and they're jostling around to see where most people want to participate and where most people don't want to participate. And right now, we have had an awful lot of participation here, which is why it's point of control, and in general here. What we haven't had is good participation here. There's no acceptance of buyers above here, and there's no acceptance for sellers below here. So this is your rotational zone. That's why it's thick. Yeah, so sellers, no one wants to sell right now under 700 or 720 because the people that have been hurt. No one wants to buy right now over 850 because people have been hurt. So this is too cheap. This is too expensive. This is rotation. $800 again. How are we doing? 20 more likes, folks. Come on, team. It's the like button on the stream, the thumbs up button, that thumbs up button on the stream. Just smash that once. That's all you got to do. Is it better not to trade the rotation? It's not better. It's just a different trade, isn't it? Trading a rotation to trading trend. It's a different type of trade. Have we done it? You guys are saying there we go. Thank you guys. Appreciate you all. It just helps me with the stream. It helps grow the stream. So it's really helpful if you guys can do that each day. I appreciate you all. Okay. Right, let's do the Apex account first. Please don't spam. All right, just type FZT once in chat. That's your best code for all your prop firms, other than Take Profit Trader, where you can use code FlowZone. But for everyone else, just use code FZT. Right now, we're going to give away a free Apex account. So 800 held, back to sort of 28-ish. You can see churn, 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 churn. SOXL going for 150. I just laugh at this market because it's just like you have to be really wanting to trade this. I think I'm very gutted that I didn't get the short this morning. I'm very, very gutted. The longs didn't work for me. Well, I don't want to trade this. Oh man. Hopefully I kept some of you safe. All right, give you guys like 10 more seconds and we'll pull this winner. So I'm just zooming into the H1 so I can see what's going on here. Those H1 highs, we keep getting stuck up there. We keep getting stuck up there on the H1. All right, let's pull this winner. The winner is Khalid Rafa. Sorry, Khalid Rafa is what that would be. My apologies, mate. Khalid Rafa. Are you here, Khalid Rafa? Nice. Congrats, dude. All right, Khalid. Email me, please. info@flowzonetrader.com. I will send you a free Apex account. All you've got to do is send me a screenshot of you logged into your YouTube. I've made a note of your name, so I know it's you. Once you do that, I will sort you out with a free account. Nice and simple. Okay, this market is getting stuck. So this is what I'd be watching for the remainder of the day, folks. Okay, this is what I'd be watching for the remainder of the day. I'm going to just put you on a 5-minute here. And I'm just going to take flow zones off for a second just to clean it up. All right, it's very simple. If you find acceptance back inside above this here, basically 50s, right? This is where we've broken down from. If you find acceptance back above that, they will attempt, not necessarily successfully, they will attempt to come back up to here, previous day point of control. So 50s will attempt to get to 900. You have to observe the liquidity that we built today, all right? So there'd be a bump in the road to get up there. If they get above 900, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lots of stops to aim for, all right? So above 900s, if they want to set a squeeze, again, you're asking a lot because you've got to get through current weak point of control. So if 50s hold, or if you're already long from 720s and you're looking for 900s, so you're looking for 50s to hold, that will get you to 9s. If you get over 9s, acceptance over 9s, you can look for these moves here into sort of 120s and maybe even up here. Take these stops out. I'll be looking for 200s and 270s if they go berserk, all right? For that to happen, you are going to need the chips to aggressively start bidding. They are trying to do it, all right? They are trying to do it right now. That is a V-shaped recovery. All right, 135 tagged, 140 recovered, or into 150, 150 breaks. This is the high volume node. This is where they're trying to get. All right, so if we break pre-market highs, you can set a price alert, 55s, right? 55 break and hold, you're going to come up into these. That's uber bullish for the Qs, all right, if they go, right? If you're looking at the shorts, if you're looking for a rotation shorts, you will need to see backside of this move. So we can think about the swings. We're at the 50. I would say anywhere from here, you will need to see excess of buyers caught and a failure underneath and a set lower high, and you will need to look for rotations, and you better be paying yourself on the way down. The true short will not come, I will repeat, same thing we looked at pre-market, unless you get under this and you reject it on a back test. Then you can think about a move lower, not before that point, right? Because we are a range in here. So maybe a poke above fails and you come back down, but you know the levels, they're not changing. They are the same levels, 850, 828, 800. There are some imbalances as we drift into 770, 750, but the sellers are stuck really at 20 and under. All right, this thing still looks like it's going to go. 150 key on SOXL. All right, that's what I'd be looking at this afternoon if I was you. I don't know if I'll trade this afternoon, given that I've seen the market very clearly and can't get a piece of it. These equal lows here look ripe as well, which is a bit dangerous. All right, team. Can I share what ticker I'm watching? Yes, NQM. NQ. Or you can use NQ1. If you're delayed, it's because you don't pay for CME data. How to get Spectra once it's released. It will be on the website once it's released. All right. Once it's released. All right, team. We go again. Same thing tomorrow, right? Same thing tomorrow. We try again. All right, folks. Trade safe this afternoon. Don't overstay your welcome. Lots of you made some good money. Don't be guessing the market at the moment. It is a slow grind higher. You can see higher highs and higher lows as we come into key areas. You don't want to long late in the day. You don't want to short too early before the breakdown. So hopefully most of you are long from like 720 or something and just holding positions. Yes, and use hard stops like we always talk about. You know the news is swirling right now. What are you going to do if you're long, full-size send it, and Trumpy boy comes out and said, I'm sick of Iran, the war's back on. You know, you're going to be very upset, aren't you? Because this thing will tank. All right, team? And we go again tomorrow. Tomorrow, same time, 9:15 in the morning. All right, peace and love, everyone. Use hard stops, all that good stuff. Trade safe.